Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn sálára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìníhùn ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdán, àpẹtẹ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè gbó Odùduwà.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe gírí, ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀, ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí, ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé, ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀, àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Pé ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá mọ̀ ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọlọ́lá gbajúmọ̀ mi o, máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi, ṣẹ́yìn lọ máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádémádé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀, àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you work closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o tó ń kan kí oko lára ni.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sódìkẹta.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán, a tún pèrègèdè.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia, we bring you work closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia is around
To give us latest.
Is around
To give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
Koikimedia is around.
Again. No going back. Ìgbòho òòṣà iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń tẹ̀síwájú. Mr. Koiki ẹ ṣé o, àwọn ọmọ mi ló ń kí yín o. Àwọn ọmọ mi ló ń kí yín o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa délẹ̀ lérí o lórúkọ Jésù. Yorùbá nation.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Oodua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction, and there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tí a tún fẹ́ fi dára wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nípa ìdí pàtàkì tí àwa ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé tí a fi ń sọ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ nílé àtẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ tí ìfẹ́ dá sí pé Yorùbá nation òun ni ọ̀nà, Yorùbá nation òun ni tẹ̀síwájú. Mo kọ́kọ́ kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ torí mo ti rí lógo wọn pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ fìdílé nǹkan torí pé a máa gbé yín rìnrìn travailler ẹ rí pé ìmúra tèmi gan ìmúra tàwọn bìrìtìkó ní 1914. Mo kọ́kọ́ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Elédùmarè ọba àjọkẹ́ ayé àṣàkẹ́ ọ̀run. Mo kí ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí, èmi á máa sọ ní gbogbo gbà pé ìjẹ̀sìn kan la gbé dání bí ti ṣe ń kí mùsùlùmí mo kí kìrìsìtẹ́nì. Àmọ́ ṣé èní a sì wà nínú Kogi state. Kogi wà lára ibi tó wà very very unique and important. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé Lord Lugard ní Lọ́kọ́jà ó fibì kan sínú bẹ̀ tó fi ń ṣebìsùn tó ń rest sí gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa gbọ́ lẹ́ni gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa ní understanding ẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń sọ pé Yorùbá nation òun nìkan ló lè ṣe ilé Lugard níbi tó máa ń rest sí a máa sọ nípa ẹ̀ 3 million ní gbogbo population ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ nílùú Kogi kí ló dé tí ayé yín ò tẹ̀síwájú kí ló dé tí wọ́n hold the bondage mọ́ yín lára 21 local government lánàá a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Àjàòkúta lẹ́nìí Trabayé nípa báwo ló ṣe di pé Lugard sọ lọ́kọjá débi tó ń fìbì sùn tó ń rest sí gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa gbọ́ lẹ́nìí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá wa mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá wa mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbàlagbà màá kọ́kọ́ máa júbà Elédùmarè sẹ́ẹ̀ fún bàbá wa alànà the oracle of our time Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè bàbá tó ń wọjọ́ iwájú pé tí a bá tètè ṣe bí a bá jábọ́lẹ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà ẹ wo fídíò tá play 1 minute 35 seconds nínú fídíò yẹn màá share link ẹ̀ fún yín ẹ rí i pé ọwọ́ Tafawa Balewa lọ gbé dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì Nàìjíríà lé lọ́wọ́ wọn ò gbé lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa wó lọ́wọ́ àwọn òyìnbó nígbà tí wọ́n ń gbé dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì lé wa lọ́wọ́ ọwọ́ Tafawa Balewa nígbà tó kọ́kọ́ máa ṣe the first senate tí wọ́n ṣí parliament nísìnyí la ṣẹ̀ wá ń realize pé election yẹn fúnra rẹ̀ was a fraud nígbà yẹn àwọn tọ́jọ́ ń ṣèjọba gan àwọn gan mọ̀ pé fraud ni wọ́n mọ̀ pé òyìnbó ti dáwọ́ rú bọ́n ṣe máa ń múra níjọ́ náà lọ́nìí wọ́n wá mú gidá ní báyìí wọ́n máa rìn lọ báyìí mo kí Ìgbòho Òòṣà ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá kí tó kí ẹ máa kí bàbá wa Chief Banji Ayilóge mo kí gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ tó ń pè ní YSDM ẹ lọ máa rẹ́gísítà pẹ̀lú wọn ìwọ tó bá ní gúrùpù lọ dá gúrùpù yẹn sábẹ́ YSDM 70 group tó wà níbẹ̀ àwọn ni wọ́n ń darí ètò àwọn ní gangan ní ètò tó ń darí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ nílé mo kí Ìgbòho Òòṣà mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá ńlá mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá wa mo kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá mo kí yín nítorí pé n tá à ń béèrè fún yìí ó wà lábẹ́ òfin àgbáyé àmọ́ èèyàn ọba gangan ẹ bá wa gbóhùn sókè nígbà tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀ nísìnyí ẹ sọ fún Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu pé àwọn ò ní dẹ̀yìn lórí Yorùbá nation á dúró lé nítorí pé Tinubu ní expiry time Tinubu ní expiring time Tinubu 2027 ní the first 4 years 2027 ní expiry time Tinubu máa dé tó bá wá fún wọn ní opportunity pé wọ́n tún fún náà another time gbogbo time tó máa tún lò 2031 lẹ́yìn 2031 wọ́n tí bí Tinubu dá kó tún náà fẹ́ lọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ wọ́n tí bí Tinubu àtìyàwó ẹ̀ dá ní 2031 pé kó tún jẹ́ kí presidency kó padà sí south west ìdí tá a ṣe ń sọ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ká lọ jókòó jẹ́ Yorùbá nation kan ló kàn nísìnyí èmi ló kàn àní kò kan Tinubu àmọ́ ó ní due date tó bá dẹ̀ ti ní due date tó bá tún jẹ́ lẹ́yìn due date ó ṣeé ṣe pé wàá bá rẹ lọ́sítù Nàìjíríà ní due date pẹ̀lú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu due date ẹ̀ ní 2027 that is the first 4 years ẹ má ti polongo 8 years fún nítorí pé kò tí ní mandate 8 years mandate tó ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria the 16th president tí àwọn òyìnbó dá sílẹ̀ ní 1959 tí wọ́n fi di pé wọ́n pè ní Nàìjíríà gbogbo expiry date Tinubu 2027 ni so only timing torí pé every day tí Tinubu bá ń sùn tó bá ń jí kọ́lọ̀ fún lẹ́mìí kúkú àtàláfíà expiry date ẹ̀ ó ń kọjá ọjọ́ kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí yes mo kí gbogbo wa mo ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ilé iná tá a máa fi padà sórí ìjókòó mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbàlagbà mo kí gbogbo tó ń pè ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mo kí èèyàn tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé Yorùbá nation no going back.
ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àkí ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tìlẹ̀ tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan mọ́ Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ́ láyà bí ara orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù bo lórúkọ gan-an. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. Ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan ò lè ṣì wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ̀ kan ká lè débi re ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ gègèlè wodò sànyà ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sì náà ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sanran ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho àfikàn pọ̀pọ̀ sí amúkan yòókù bọ̀ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹ́rù wálé wàrà mòjé ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn ò ní bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ti ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láéláyé ìtọ́ mi lè domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
And welcome back to the afternoon conversation with Olayomi Koiki, the Koikimedia, the one that takes you through the diplomacy, the one that talks about how things happen and how the history was hidden away from us. But thank Eledumare for the new world that we are living, the world that we can find information, the world that we can share knowledge, the world that we can tell our loved ones at home that we have nothing against the present government, but we have a disagreement with them for trying to keep us together in the Lugard fraction that was put together by the British in 1914. That is our only offense, and that is not a crime under international law. Shout out to those of you that believe in the freedom of the Yoruba people, the freedom of Nigerians, whether they are from the southeast, the middle belt, whether they are from the north. 250 ethnic groups will never live together to make peace. It is the right time that every blessed day that Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains the president, his expiry time is 2027 to start with. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will complete his tenure in 2027. He might then come back and feel a little bit to get another 4 years. He will not be able to return back in 2031, and the Yoruba will not be given any presidency after 2031. So the joy that we are experiencing right now, the love that we are feeling in the Southwest, that is if you are feeling the renewed shege. Because we know that it will take time before Bola Tinubu can even sort out the economy. That is if he can. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí bí mo ti ṣe kí yín, mo kí àwọn ọmọ mi tí wọ́n fi ọkàn bá ìtàn lọ. In the midst of how I am inconveniencing them, wọ́n sọ fún bàbá wọn pé in tó gbé dání yẹn, we are in love with it. My little boy was asking me, Dad, what do you do? Bí wọ́n ṣe tún bí wọ́n ní school fún yẹn ni, ẹ máa ọmọ kéékèèké, mo ní I am a journalist and I'm also a freedom fighter, an activist to the core. So that bóyá tó bá rán wá láti school, ó lè lọ sọ fún wọn padà pé bàbá iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lélẹ̀. Because these are the future that I am concerned about. They might hold different passports from the fraudulent one that you have in Nigeria. But the question is, how do we tell them the history that has been maneuvered by the British and the West against us by pretending that we are one? We are not one and we can never be one. That does not mean that we cannot live together side by side. But as it stands right now, the Yoruba people have the right to get the hell out of Nigeria through every means. And that means will be either we like it or not, we will exhaust every possibility before the impossibility. And I'm speaking fún àwọn tó ní òye. We would exhaust every possibility before the impossibility. The possibility is that we will talk, we will continue to negotiate, we will do consultation, we will do protest, we will do civil disobedience. We will talk to as many people around the world. But most importantly, if all that failed, then it goes through the next stage. The next stage, as everybody knows, is the stage that allows the Irish people to have what they call their own independence today. The same process as the Americans are celebrating their independence today. It was not an independence that they got just like that after they exhausted every means to get the hell out of the British Empire rule against what is now known as the United States of America. They fought and got their freedom. So as Americans are celebrating their Independence Day today, we say shout out to everyone that holds an American passport or those that have the right to live in the United States of America. But remember, as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman, young or old, those that fought in 1776, if I am right with my record, you should remind yourself that the America that you are enjoying today, some people fought for it. Some people literally stood against the British Empire and say enough is enough. We will take back what belongs to us. So right now, the present government of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the right to continue to operate as a Nigerian president, but he must remind himself, just as Osinbajo has now expired. Can you imagine that 8 years of the former president, the short man devil, known as Professor Ole? Because that is not a professor. You cannot go outside the realms of international law. Why you are saying that you are a professor of law by kidnapping an innocent Nigeria called Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria, while you were the vice president? But shame on you, the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo. Your time have now expired. You thought you would be there for the next 20 years. You thought you would even be able to contest against your godfather. Your godfather told you that I kept you there as the vice president. Oh, Tinubu jẹ́ president lèmi lórí. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu ó figi ó fi nà Osinbajo. Shame on Osinbajo. The Fulani Kagba, what deceiver, go and contest against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man that brought you there in the first place, when nobody knew you, the man that brought you when you were committing crime together in Lagos State, when Bola Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. You were the one protecting him, using every means against the normal law to make sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu crime in Lagos State was protected. You now thought, ó rò pé ó lè tún ṣe mọ́ láti fẹ́ na Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu nítorí pé àwọn Fúlàní sọ fún wọ Professor Yemi Osinbajo pé ó máa di president. Ó wá dákẹ́, wọ́n commit crime. 29,000 innocent ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n pa nígbà tó wà lórí oyè. Nígbàgbé ẹ, ìtàn nígbàgbé wọ tó ń pè ní Yemi Osinbajo. Àsìkò ẹ ti expire, kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe mọ́. The 7 years tó lò nísìnyí, ó ti expire, ó ti di ìtàn tá à ní gbàgbé, nítorí pé nígbà tó wà lórí oyè, tá bá ń dárúkọ Buhari, a máa dárúkọ ìwọ náà. A máa sọ fún gbogbo àgbáyé, àwọn ọmọ ẹ, wọ́n máa rí àwọn fídíò tá à ń ṣe pé olórí burúkú èèyàn nìyẹn, nítorí pé 29,000 ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n pa nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe vice president. Ó máa wá lọ sí church, wá lọ sí Redeemed Christian Church, wá lọ máa ṣàdúrà nígbà tí wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọ̀ràn ẹ. That is about that. Now, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, orí Lugard la fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí. Ṣé mo fine? Sanwó ẹ̀ náà, ó yẹ bá ń fa àkáǹtì síta. Kí ló dé tí mo múra báyìí? Mo tẹ̀ rí coffee board, mo rí cash app, mo rí kankan tó ń dán tó ń. Ṣé like bí ṣe múra bí Lugard báyìí? Lugard súnmọ́ bí, mo kí gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ sí. Mo ní èmi ni mídíà tó máa gbé yín lọ trabayé tí ẹ máa ní understanding pé Nàìjíríà yẹn ní Lọ́kọ́jà ní Kogi state Lugard gbé níbẹ̀. Nígbà tí Lugard gbé ní Lọ́kọ́jà, kí ni ìdí tó ṣe jẹ́ pé Lọ́kọ́jà ló lò as one of his resting place? ṣé níbẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti make gbogbo decision òun àti ìyàwó ẹ̀ tá à ń pè ní Flora Shaw tí wọ́n fi sọ bí tá à ń pè lẹ́ni sí Nàìjíríà láti Niger area láti Niger area. Ṣé omi tó ń wò yẹn ló wà rò pé ẹ jẹ́ ká transform wọn nítorí pé yes, Lugard was the governor administrator but ó ṣe àwọn kankan tó fi di pé ìyẹ́ ẹ̀ là ń jẹ lẹ́nìí. Ó transform north tí kò ní kankan bọ́tẹ̀ ní kankan nítorí pé Lugard ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Britico ìyẹn British government ìjọ náà lọ́hùn pé àwọn ará north yìí wọ́n ti di àgbákò wọ́n ti di nuisance àwọn north yẹn ló wá ń control wa through Dangote lẹ́nìí nítorí pé tó bá jẹ́ pé bó ṣe tó dáadáa ni wọn ò bí Dangote dá kó sọ pé òun fẹ́ wá ṣerú project tó ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nítorí pé north wọ́n lose owó níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn ni in tó ń pè ní Northern Protectorate tí a fi ń sọ pé Northern Protectorate the Northern Protectorate was losing money wọn ò pa owó kankan fún British government during the colonial time so wọ́n wá jọ wò ó papọ̀ pé the best option ni pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ àpápá ìyẹn mówó wọlé kí ló dé tí àkúkú kó Northern Protectorate àti Southern Protectorate ká dàpọ̀ níbi lọ́ọ́ ti bá da irú àti ṣàpọ̀ lọ́ọ́ bá da gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀ ìyẹn la fi wá wà níbi tá a wà lẹ́rìí àwa ń sọ fún èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá pé àníṣe 1914 amalgamation tá a ti ń pariwo ẹ̀ is a fraudulent document that should never exist but nítorí pé Nigeria has been operating for 63 years on the false amalgamation but wọ́n náà fún wa ní independent. We played that at the beginning of the program. But something happened during that period of the document. Nigeria kọ́ ló draft that constitution tá a kọ́kọ́ lò ní 1960. The constitution was drafted by UK Parliament. Àwọn ni wọ́n hand over constitution tá a máa fi operate lé wa lọ́wọ́. And today, as many Yoruba people do not even know how it all started. But somebody gave us a bit of hint. Before we move further, mo kíyàwó mi, wọ́n kú gbogbo ìgbà, wọ́n kú àdúró tì. Once again, this is your finest koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Tó o bá ní etí, mo fẹ́ kó farabalẹ̀ ní ti program tọ̀sán yìí, kó tún gbọ́ àgbọ́yé dáadáa sẹ́ pé the beginning and the journey of Nigeria was a phantom, and this was what somebody said before he died in 2007.
Hello. And Mrs. Carol Smith, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
May I say how delighted we are to be on Passion. We've looked forward to speaking to an African television station for decades. This is something we have looked forward to for such a long time, and we are so happy to be here.
Thank you. Mr. Aaron Smith was a young, bright, and principled Oxford University graduate who was recruited by the Colonial office and posted to Nigeria. He took his final examination a year ahead of his class. He also married Mrs. Carol Smith, whom he met while they were both at Oxford University. Together they went to Nigeria, where they had their 2 children. Mr. Aaron Smith, you were featured in a program recently by BBC Radio 4,
Yes.
titled Document,
Yes.
and that was hosted by Mr. Mike Thompson.
Yes.
You are alleged that the British government rigged the first and most important election in the history of Nigeria in 1959 in favor of the North. Am I correct?
Yes.
How long were you in Nigeria for?
From 1955 to 1960. And we were based in Lagos.
He was based in Lagos. I don't know how to play the whole video. I just wanted you to hear from his mouth. Kó má jẹ́ pé mi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí lẹ́nu. What be where you were confirming that the British rigged the first ever election in Nigeria? He answered yes. But do you know that that same election led to the new Nigeria that was given to every one of us? And that new Nigeria is the one that was presented in this video that we played earlier, that was talking about the Nigerian independence. But I want us to listen to this video again, because something was happening there. The British handed over to the northern part of Nigeria at exactly 1 minute 35 seconds to Tafawa Balewa. Let's watch the video. We do not own the copyright. It's for educational purpose. And we hope YouTube will leave this particular section of this 1 minute 35 seconds alone so that history can be remembered in this document. Hand over the Nigerian to some part of Nigeria. Well, hand over Nigeria to not, just as Aaron Smith told us. Let's watch a little bit more.
Institution. And presently, quoting the Queen's own words, she was to wish Nigeria a great and noble future.
There is not going to be a great and noble future in Nigeria. You know why? Because Nigeria took us backward. According to this, my brother.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Odua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
It was a lie. While the independent gallery was going on, we now understand from this man that Nigeria unity was going into a ditch. Let's hear from him.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
But one person wanted to keep Nigeria. And as much as they want to keep Nigeria, even if he died, only because he bound to Nigeria. As
far as I'm concerned, yes, I'm satisfied. We are still existing as a united nation after that little fracas. Thank God we've made it to 6 years. And I hope we'll make another 6 years. I may not be here, but
it may not be here, but it's hoping, because that has always been the agenda by the British as they were handing over. Let's listen again to the representative of Our Royal Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, that died. Ẹni tó lọ represented nígbà tí wọ́n hand over fún àwọn Hausa lélẹ̀. Yes, I dressed like my friend Lord Lugard. Kò tí sanwó ẹ̀ ni ẹ máa yọ owó sí àpò, ẹ máa bá mi fi sanwó tí mo fi jókòó ìyẹn special broadcast tá à ń ṣe lénìí. Inú Kogi state láṣẹ wà, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Kogi ẹ súnmọ́ bí 3 million ní population yín, ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni Lugard gbà kọjá. Ṣé kò ń ṣe pé ọ̀dọ̀ yín gangan ló ti phantom ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà jáde?
Partnership with British.
Bí ti ṣe ń kí ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà tẹ́ ń jókòó sórí ètò, ẹ gbọ́ mi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, ẹ ṣe tíì. Wimbledon ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, ẹni tó bá lè wò ó lẹ́yìn tá a bá parí ètò. Mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí láì dárúkọ ẹnìkankan. Mo kí yín, ẹ farabalẹ̀. Lẹ́nìí, a tún fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Lugard, Lọ́kọ́jà, Kogi State. 3 million in population. Àníṣe yóò Kogi State fúnra rẹ̀ ó nípa níbi tí Nàìjíríà ṣe jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ á wo bí wọ́n ṣe hand over fún àwọn Málà ní 1960 nígbà tí wọ́n ní àgbà independent.
All has been done in friendship, and that friendship will continue.
Wọ́n ní where it has been done in friendship, and the question is there still friendship between us and the West? Oh yes, because something is popping up again. The UK, according to this headline, Nigeria and United Kingdom Migration and Justice and Home Affairs Dialogue. What does it mean to a layman? Tó bá ríru document báyìí. This was put together on the 10th of May 2023. But wọ́n ṣe publish ẹ̀ lánàá, ìyẹn 3rd of July 2023, ìyẹn lórí gov.uk. Gov.uk is the only place where we can find as many information. So whenever you see anything from the gov.uk, know right there and there that it is the only place to NIPA government of the United Kingdom. This is a joint communique for the Migration, Justice and the Home Affairs Dialogue held between Nigeria and the United Kingdom ní ìlú Abuja ní 10th of May 2023, just some few days kó tó di pé Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president. The question is, kí ni relationship tó ń bẹ láàrin UK àti Nigeria? The friendship tí wọ́n sọ ní 1959 till 1960, do we still have the same friendship? I'm going to come back again to these later. But it says, quickly, senior officials from Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the United Kingdom office co-share what they call the annual Migration, Justice and the Home Affairs Dialogue on the 10th of May 2023 in Abuja. The talks reinforce the steadfast relationship between the UK and Nigerian commitment were made across a range of important areas. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mo kí gbogbo wa, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Mo kí gbogbo ibi tí wọ́n ń pè nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. We appreciate you as we continue to educate and break down the pieces of the history that has been hidden for a very, very long time. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn koikimedia team. Let's come back again to how the North got that document. That fraudulent document was presented to the northern part of Nigeria as against the late Obafemi Awolowo and likewise Dr. Azikiwe. There has been an agenda. There has always been an agenda to make sure pé àwọn ìran ọmọ aládé àwọn kọ́ ló máa kọ́kọ́ lead Nigeria. Even though we were capable to lead Nigeria from the ends go forth. But what stopped it? What delayed? Knowing fully well that Tabajepa Walaba run in the affairs of Nigeria láti 1960. Gbogbo àṣìṣe tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn àbámámọ̀. Let's continue.
Meanwhile, top-ranking Nigerians wearing their finest robes.
Top-ranking Nigeria, okay, must be. Top-ranking Nigerians are not the Yoruba. Àwọn Hausa ni wọ́n ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. So ọmọ Yorùbá tó wá ń rò pé torí à ń ní a fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation pé à ń disturb Bọ́lá Tinubu, mo ní Bọ́lá Tinubu ní expiry date. A máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé expiry date Bọ́lá Tinubu kò ń ṣe fún ikú, kò ń ṣe fárùn. As a government, expiry date Bọ́lá Tinubu is 2027. Tó bá tún rí another 4 years ṣe ni. But for now, 4 years péré ni ó ní lọ́wọ́. Tó bá ra sardine, tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé ó ní expiry date, tó bá bí ẹ̀dá ìwọ lọ jẹ́ lẹ́yìn expiry date kó mọ tó máa ṣe. That means pé expiry date ti Tinubu tí kò bá ṣe in tó jẹ́ kó ṣe between now and the expiry date, a máa wà nínú gálò, a máa wà nínú more problem nítorí pé Bọ́lá Tinubu ò lè negotiate fún Yorùbá again tó bá parí first term.
Watched in dignified silence as the climax of Independence Day was reached.
Àsìkò tó fẹ́ gbéjọba lé àwọn northern part of Nigeria, representative fún Queen Elizabeth II, òun ló wà lórí podium tó fẹ́ gbé document yẹn, òun gbé fún Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀, ó gbé fún Azikiwe, ó gbé fún intanpe ní àwọn Tafawa Balewa.
In handing over the document.
This is the most important part of Nigerian history. This is how the British hand over the life of every indigenous people, pátápátá, from the southeast to the north to the middle belt, gbogbo ibi tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà lénìí, ibi tí àwọn òyìnbó ti gbé lé àwọn north lọ́wọ́ lélẹ̀, become a manager. The affairs of Nigeria was given to them after the manipulation that took place, which I will remind you again. Ibi tí wọ́n ti gbé agbára fún àwọn north lélẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni Nàìjíríà bó bá ṣe wù yín ni kẹ́ ṣe ṣe, but we are saying categorically, just as the Scottish people, this is what the Scottish are asking for, and it's the same thing we are asking for as well.
Other countries were refused at first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point, so we should have confidence in that.
As they were about to give it to the North, Bàbá kan tún rán wa létí, ó ń sọ fún wa pé tí a bá rò pé àwa àti àwọn North àjọ máa ṣe, we should tutọ́ yẹn dànù. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká rely pé torí pé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ọmọ Yorùbá ti wà níbẹ̀, ó máa ṣe tó jẹ́ kó ṣe, ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ni, kò ń ṣe pé ó máa ṣe, ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Tí ó bá refuse, tí sardine yẹn bá expire mọ́ lọ́wọ́, then there will be more problem. Nítorí pé àwọn Haúsá, àwọn òyìnbó tó gbé power lé wọn lọ́wọ́, wọ́n expect pé power yẹn máa padà ní time tó padà dé. But ìdí tó ṣe padà dé nítorí pé ariwo Yorùbá nation tó gbèrò, ariwo Yorùbá nation tó tayọ, ariwo Yorùbá nation tó ń kọrin káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé, tó fi di pé àwọn gómìnà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń wò ó, àwọn politician lẹ Yorùbá ń wò ó pé tí a bá tètè sọ fáwọn North pé tí ẹ bá jẹ́ kí Tinubu débẹ̀, àwọn tó ń pariwo Yorùbá nation yìí wọn ò ní dákẹ́. Tinubu tún débẹ̀ tán, àìtí dákẹ́ o. Yoruba nation is an ongoing movement that will continue until our right, just as the right of the British or the Scottish people, just as the right of those that have got their own independent country. Kí ló ń pè ní independent country? Independent country kọ́ la wà nínú ẹ̀ pé Bọ́lá Tinubu manage. Bola Tinubu is managing the affairs of Nigeria on behalf of Nigerians. Kò manage affairs ọmọ Yorùbá as indigenous people. Oh yes, he has the control, but the control is also limited based on the 1999 as amended military decree tí gbogbo àwọn senior advocate of Nigeria láti Babalọlá títí dé Robert Clark, Fẹ́mi Fálànà, every single one of them know that Nigeria is operating on a fraudulent 1999 constitution. But something popped up, and into pop-up here ní 2019 gave the hope. And that hope is what we are sitting on today. That hope was brought together by one single man with some other individuals. But that hope came through this message to Nigerians that are Yoruba and Nigerians that do not understand that the North got the document that was given to us as we were moving from the British flag coming down and the Nigerian flag going up. Nobody received that document apart from Tafawa Balewa. But it is now confirmed after so many years that that same election was rigged. So the British representative that came actually rigged the election and then hand over the whole Nigeria to the North. And they destroyed Nigeria because Ajaokuta was destroyed by the sadists called Buhari because he actually stopped Shehu Shagari from that project. And when Buhari came in 1985 or 1983 and overthrown the civilian government of Shehu Shagari, not that the Shehu Shagari was also a perfect regime, but Buhari was an agent from the West that destroyed Nigeria, and then Babangida took over. And Babangida, as a Maradona, wanted to make sure that everyone was chopping Nigeria. It actually opened up Nigeria, and Nigeria became an international thief around the world because they were sucking Nigeria. He would die still sitting in his chair. Well, people kò sí babaláwo tó máa ṣe ògùn fún Babangida tó máa lè dúró bí sójà mọ́. He will remain under that wheelchair until he died. But this, our father, woke the minds of every Yoruba around the world. And this is how it all started.
The Yoruba-speaking tribe of Nigeria has been accepted as the 45th member of the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization. Leader of the Yoruba World Congress, Professor Banji Akintoye, says the membership represents a very important step in the collective quest of well-meaning Yoruba people to achieve the goal of dignity and self-determination.
It is my great pleasure and pride to inform you that the Yoruba nation has been admitted to the membership of UNPO. UNPO means Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, with its headquarters in The Hague. The UNPO expressed their gladness to welcome the Yoruba nation as a new member of UNPO, and they are looking forward to working with us. It is important because it is a great stride, and it represents a very important step in our collective quest to achieve the goal of dignity in the country in which we live, and also to achieve the goal of self-determination for our nation. Our Yoruba nation now has a voice on the international stage via the machinery of the UNPO, which maintains a permanent presence before the United Nations and before other international agencies like the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the governments of various other countries across the world.
I congratulate fellow Nigerians who have realized their power, that their votes count. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to fly to my base and go back to my cows and sheep.
And that is exactly how the North has always been operating. The British gave them the power in 1960. Let's watch the remaining part of this video. This is the educational platform that will open your ears, your heart, your mind, that the West that you are appreciating, the English that you are appreciating, gave what belonged to us to Tafawa Balewa in 1960.
Documents to the Federal Prime Minister.
And that is the document. And that is how officially Nigeria was handed over to the northern part of Nigeria. And that has been the beginning and the journey that has kept indigenous people together since 1960. 64 years down the line, there has never been hope. There has always been nothing more than a country that refused to war. And that takes us to Lagos State, where we can say that they actually took advantage of what belongs to us from 1960. They have now literally given half of Lagos State to Dangote to manage. And that is why Buhari refused to make the refinery to work. As a petroleum minister, he destroyed the whole refinery, just as Lokoja and Jakuta was destroyed. We are coming to Lokoja. We are coming to so many conversations. Just sit back, because this afternoon, it's all about Kogi State. Let's watch this. These are part of the history that was eaten away from so many Yoruba people.
This is the island of Lagos, gateway to Nigeria.
Did you hear that? This is Lagos, Nigeria. Gateway to where? Gateway to Nigeria. You heard it very well. Lagos was the gateway to Nigeria, but the English, in 1960, the British Empire refused to give power to Awolowo to take the reins of the affair because the election was rigged. And that is why today, Opolopo Yoruba that are excited that we have this gateway, but this gateway is only for the next 4 years. After that, Tinubu Matuwa bebe for another 4 years, if he gets it. But by the time he completes all the 2 terms, it would have expired, just as Osibajo ti expired leni. Injegburo Osibajo kokomoni in the news. No, Osibajo has expired. He was a governor. He was a vice president that we will remember in the history of Yoruba. That nígbà tó Osibajo ń ṣèjọba lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, àwọn 29,000 ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n pa níjọba Osibajo. Kò ń ṣe Buhari nìkan. Osibajo was responsible for the death of 29,000 Yoruba people that allowed the influx of the Fulani terrorists that end up killing more Yoruba people in the church, even as at Friday last week, when a Yoruba man, pastor precisely, of Christian Redeemed Church of God, died in the hands of the same Fulani terrorists that we've been talking about. But yet, Baba Adeboye has not responded to that. There was still in news here. But what we can say is 7 people were kidnapped right inside the church. And as we speak to you right now, nobody even knows whether the 7 have been returned back or whether they've even died in the custody of the Fulani terrorists. I am now asking everyone again, is this the Nigeria of your dream? Maybe we should just hear the soundtrack. We can't show the video. This is the soundtrack of a church that Lagos should have been protecting. Once again, let's watch or listen rather to the next one.
So pastor tí wọ́n parí nígbà ẹjọ́ wọn ìgbà tí wọ́n lọ ibi ọ̀nà ọ̀dọ̀ àṣemọlówó yẹn náà gbà lọ so dákun bá wa.
Lagos should have been able to protect Ogun State, protect Ondo State, protect every land of Yoruba, but because it was not in our care, it delayed our progress. That progress was only for a very, very limited time until the regional government was destroyed. And today, Nigerians and the Yorubas have not been able. Daddy wa kan pè mí lánàá, wọ́n ní àwọn rí Awólọ́wọ̀ ní UK ní ìjọ náà lọ́hùn. £2,000 was part of what he was given as what we call grant níjọ náà lọ́hùn. How many ọmọ Yorùbá nísìn ló lè ní access sí grant? Even Bola Tinubu that is promising you loan, it is not for an average Yoruba man. Àwọn ọmọ olówó ló máa láǹfààní àti gba lónìí yẹn. Ẹja túbọ̀n tí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Comrade George Akínọlá sọ that our development was slowed down because of this fraudulent country called Nigeria, even though we have the water in Lagos State. We come back to that video. This is still koikimedia. Today is the 4th day of July 2023. 3 minutes past 1400 hours. Happy celebration for those of you in the United States of America as you are celebrating your Independence Day.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Oodua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Welcome back as we continue to show you some of these evidence of how Britain Empire put us together in what is known as the formation of Nigeria. Let's go back to this video. Again, we do not own the copyright. And this was Lagos towards a true democracy. There's never a democracy in Nigeria. It has always been autocracy.
Island of Lagos.
Which their export find their way all over the world. Which of the export is talking about your natural resources? Your natural resources are being used all over the world, not for the development of Nigeria. It has never been for the development of Nigeria. As we always say on the OEC.world, is a data that we continue to project. 2021, there was a total export of 57.7 billion. Majority of that was your crude petroleum, your petroleum gas. These two were being shipped around the world from Spain to France to India to Netherlands to Italy to United Kingdom to Germany, to Portugal, to Poland, to Sweden, to Gibraltar, to South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Togo, even United States of America, enough reserve. They are still buying from our crude oil. To Canada, that as many of you want to go and school. To Brazil, that we always say we have a lot of Yoruba in there. To also Peru, to South Korea, to Chinese Taipei, to Israel, to Malaysia, to United Arab Emirates that refuse to renew as many Nigerians stay in there. To also Vietnam, to as many countries around the world, Chile, Australia is even taking some of our crude oil, even in the distance of the journey that takes it there. The question then to as many Nigerians, especially in Yoruba, the resources that is being talked from here is moved from Lagos, but you are living in Lagos, need toilet, need the basic amenities of life. I hope before Tinubu expiry day, you want to face my face you. At least studio flat. And if you don't know what is studio flat, maybe I should explain to you. Studio flat is different from face me, I face you. When we talk about studio flat, this is what it looks like in terms of the image of a studio flat. A studio flat entails a room, kitchen, toilet, and bath. Tí o bá ti lè rí eléyìí gbà, ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi ní Kogi State, ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi ní Kwara State, ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi ní Ìbàdàn, ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, tí o bá ti lè ní access ibi tó ń pè ní studio flat, then remember, life ò lè better after tí Tinubu bá lọ. So in tó wà important ni pé Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ as many places. Let's hear from this, how to decorate a studio apartment. Let's watch it. I do not own the copyright, but let's just watch it. Taban sọ pé studio apartment is different from face me, I face you. Ilé face me, I face you. Kọ́ ni mò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ nísìnyí. Mò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ ilé tí o lè gbé tó jẹ́ pé èèyàn kan ní mọ tó ń ṣe. Kò ń ṣe pé gbà tó bá fẹ́ lọ yàgbẹ́ lóru, èèyàn kan á máa mọ̀ kó fẹ́ lọ yàgbẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ àwọ àwọn ilé ìbọn ṣe decorate studio flat.
Toledo Geller Interiors, and I'm Jessica Geller, and we are at a project installation on the Upper East Side in Manhattan. Sometimes a challenge in the living and dining combined space, and so you have to be clever about how you can get more seating because you can't always get it with club chairs and long sofas. In this case, we gave them hoops or ottomans that we tucked under a console in the dining area so they could easily pull
so
over
this is a studio apartment. So tó o bá mọ̀ tó ń pè ní studio apartment, this is a studio apartment. It's always good for ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ wa tẹ́ wà nílé. So I hope, you know, I'll see if I can find another one. Studio flat or studio. Yeah, studio flat, UK. Let's see if we can find another one. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Mo kí ọmọdé. Let's watch this. Tó o bá ti lè, let me take the audio out. Tó o bá ti lè ní access sí something like this as a young youth ní Nigeria, then forget it, your life is as meaningless as nothing. This is what your government should be providing for you, whether wọ́n máa ní kẹ́ máa rent ẹ̀ ní owó díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni, òun ṣe ìtọ́ máa gbé fún àwọn developer tó máa sọ di owó ńlá. The governor of Lagos State, owó tó yẹ kó máa jáde nínú Àpápá, òun ló yẹ kó ti fi kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lé fún yín, bí bàbá Jákàndé ṣe kọ́lé níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Owó tó yẹ kó máa pa ní Àpápá ní Lagos State, òun ló yẹ kó fi kọ́ as many houses fún èyí tẹ́ wà ní Kogi State, Kwara State, Ọ̀ṣun State, Èkìtì State, Ondo State, Ọ̀yọ́ State, Lagos State. Tó o bá ti lè ní access sí a simple studio flat, débi pé o wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í ṣe family, tó bá ti ń ṣe family ló máa upgrade lọ sí at least minimum of 2 bedroom. Àwọn tó ń gbé nílùú òyìnbó tọ́mọ wọn bá ti ń pé 16, tó bá tẹ̀ ti ń pé 13, tó bá jọ́kùnrin àtọ́bìnrin, wọ́n expect pé kọ́jọ́ máa sùn sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà. In tó ń pè ní studio apartment lélẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ń wà together ni, kitchen máa wà níbẹ̀, toilet máa wà níbẹ̀, yàrá just a small, ìgbà míì ó lè ní yàrá kékeré tiẹ̀. But in tí a expect pé ayé tó yẹ kẹ́ gbé lélẹ̀, tó o bá ti lè wá gbèrò ayé yìí, mo bẹ̀ torí Elédùmarè, tó bá máa fi dìgbà tí Tinubu bá expire tán, máa sọ fún wa pé a sọ fún in advance. ìdí tá a ṣe ń sọ fún ẹ pé a ní ilẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ fi kọ́lé kò ń ṣe èyí tí wọ́n ń kọ́ tí ẹ lè rírà tí wọ́n ń ta lé ní 50 million kíní kan million irú yẹn kọ́ là ń sọ. We are talking about a studio apartment. Basic nìyẹn. Every single one of you should be able to live like this. I am not saying you should live like a rich man. Oh, ní láti fẹ́ gbé bí Davido torí pé òun ṣe superstar. But an average life like this is my expectation while Tinubu is your own president. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ campaign fún Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tí ẹ̀ ń complain pé ẹ fẹ́ Yorùbá nation fine but ẹ make sure pé ẹ rí ilé gbà. Bóyá ọ máa fún ẹ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ni, bóyá ọ máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni, òun ṣiṣẹ́ ní council ni, òun ṣiṣẹ́ ní council ni, it does not matter. An average Nigerian should be able to live in a studio apartment. And this is what it looks like. Just simple, especially if you are a youth below my age. In tó bá mú ẹ below 40, tó o bá ti lè gbé nínú studio flat, forget it, your life as it is right now is as useless as tissue paper. But tó bá ti lè gbé nínú studio apartment, after tí Tinubu bá máa fi ṣe tán, then kò máa sọ fún èmi pé orí ọ̀pẹ Koiki, I am living a better life. Tó o bá ti lè wá gbèrú life báyìí, then you should keep quiet and say nothing until we continue our campaign for the Yoruba nation. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti wá sáyé, you will enjoy it. But for you to continue to tell us that mo tá à ń sọ, mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ̀ fún ilé ni. I don't want to curse in the program. But tó o bá ti lè gbèrú ayé báyìí, by the time tí Tinubu máa fi ṣe tán, then your life is as useless as tissue paper. I am not talking about face me, I face you. Face me, I face you. Face me, I face you apartment. Wàá rí pé yàtọ̀ wà. The face me, I face you apartment. This is what it looks like in Nigeria, okay? The face me, I face you kọ́ ni mò ń sọ nísìnyí. I am not talking about kọ́lé kan, toilet mẹ́ta, bathroom mẹ́ta. No, you should not be sharing all that in 2023. You should be able to live in Lagos State that is generating millions of dollars. But this is the kind of life that many of you are living. Call face me, I face you. Gbogbo ilé tó ń kọ́ fún yín, 3 toilet, 3 kitchen, and you can see there that this is not the kind of erigo yato. So I expect you to live a better life. I don't want you to live like this after Bola Tinubu has finished. Nigerians living in a face me, I face you houses share their daily struggle. And what is their daily struggle? In a common norm, that those who live in a tenant building face a lot of struggles. Some people believe this struggle comes from putting people from different tribes, different religious beliefs, and different personalities together to live in one building. Tó bá ń gbé ní studio apartment, ẹni tó ń ṣe àsàlámù àlékún nínú yàrá tiẹ̀ náà kò disturb wọ́n tó ń ṣe awo nínú bíbá, kò disturb wọ́n tó ń pe Jésù Kristi. You can live together, but you don't have to live in the same building. That is why it's called studio apartment. Tó o bá ti lè gbé nínú studio apartment tí Tinubu máa fi expire, then you have wasted all your energy promoting Bola Tinubu for the president. They should be able to start building. It does not take long to build. Kó sọ fún Bọ́lá Tinubu pé kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí build sí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kí ẹ lè ní studio. Nínú ẹ̀ náà lọ máa build àwọn flat o. Wọ́n build the 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom, 4 bedroom. Gbogbo ẹ̀ flat. Wá Amẹ́ríkà ẹ máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀. Even if it's going to be in a way that will be convenient for you tó ń gun ọ̀kadà. Because ẹni tó ń gun ọ̀kadà kò mean anything. You can still be able to pay for the studio flat. Ìtọ́kọ̀ máa ṣe ni pé báńkì àbí whatever, I don't know how he's going to do that. Èmi kàn fún láì díà ni. But tí ó bá ṣe tán ní 4 years tí kò rí ṣe fún ẹ, tí ó tún padà wá ṣe another 4 years tí ò rí ilé gbà pẹ̀lú gbogbo ilẹ̀ tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, then know that your life is as tissue paper as face me face you. And that is why they ṣe ń bára yín jà. Nítorí pé Nkechi ó ti ń yàgbẹ́ lọ́wọ́, Umaru ó fẹ́ ṣàlù àlá, ìgbẹ́ Nkechi wá ń rùn síta nínú face me face you. Ẹni tó wá ń pariwo Jésù lọ́wọ́ òru ó ń disturb ìyí tó ń lọ síbi iṣẹ́ láàárọ̀. You cannot live this kind of life in 21st century. It is not durable. It is not workable. That is the reason why we are saying that Lagos is a slum. Not because it's a slum, because over 20 million people ló fẹ́ gbé nínú Lagos State. And you cannot stop them because we are under the fraudulent document called Nigeria that was put together as we continue from here.
From the provinces, northern, eastern and western, The people may travel over endless miles of road and rail.
Did you hear what I said? From the north to the east, gbogbo wọn ló máa wá gbé ní Lagos. Lè stop wọn because Lagos is still part of Nigeria, even though we always say it is not something they can tell us is a no man's land. Àmọ́ àwọn tó ní Lagos state. But for the fact that it is still under the Nigeria, everybody will live, they will work, they will pay their taxes, and as I saw that even Sanwo-Olu and the Imo state governor tó dìde nítorí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo lè fi attack, and that is why their representative came down, and I'm sure Sanwo-Olu will step with act tone down there because ìgbésẹ̀ tó fẹ́ gbé lè gbèrú ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá sì wà nínú Nàìjíríà. If you noticed last week that there was a visit between Imo state and Lagos state governor. There was a visit between the two of them. Mumbo, let's stop this one short. Tẹ́ bá lọ wo last week, Lagos state, 1 minute. Lagos state and Imo state governor. They met. Kí ni ìdíjọ́ ṣe met? Because Sanwo-Olu gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ kan tó fẹ́ máa ní àwọn ọmọ Igbo lára. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo dẹ̀ lọ pé ẹni tó jẹ́ representative wọn wá pé ṣèbí àṣìwà nínú Nàìjíríà Sanwo-Olu àwọn tó ń pariwo Yorùbá nation kò tí gba Yorùbá nation fún wọn. Inú Lagos tó ń ṣe yìí tó ṣe governor máa rántí pé Nàìjíríà ló wà ó tí sí nínú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. And as long as it happen like that, Sanwo-Olu owó ẹ̀ máa bọ́ ni because there will be pressure. You can see there, Imo governor, Imo state governor. But ẹ wà lórí ètò náà kí lẹ ń pè fún ẹ wà lórí ètò ẹ ní láti pè no ẹ mú tí ní kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Imo state governor and his counterpart from Imo state governor and his counterpart and his Lagos counterpart resolve the challenges of the Igbo traders. Mo sọ fún yín pé gbogbo wàhálà tẹ́ ń ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Igbo kò lè work as long as we remain in Nigeria. Tí Sanwo-Olu bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kó work, ẹ sọ fún Sanwo-Olu kó sọ fún Jagaban pé Yorùbá country tá à ń fẹ́ yẹn á stop a bit of the movement of àwọn ọmọ Igbo wọ Lagos state. They cannot do anything now. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí à ń sọ fún, you must understand. Ẹ lè ṣe kọ́kọ́ sí. Ẹ kàn máa pariwo ní àwọn ọmọ Igbo wọ́n ń disturb ní Lagos state. Wọ́n ń ṣe this ìdọ́lẹ̀ ń pa. Kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́ lè ṣe fún wọn. Ẹ lè lé wọn kúrò nínú Lagos state. Gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ. Ẹ lè lé àwọn ọmọ Igbo kúrò nínú Lagos state because a ṣì ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà tí àwọn òyìnbó tọ́kọ̀ papọ̀. Àìtí the Lagos state. We are still in Kogi state, but I am just referencing to this. Uzodinma and Sanwo-Olu met over the market demolition in Lagos state. The demolition of 17 shops in markets situated in Ojo local government area of the state has been a subject of controversy. Imo State Governor Uzodinma has met his Lagos State counterpart Babajide Sanwo-Olu over the recent demolition of some of the commercial structures in Lagos State. The Lagos State government had demolished some physical distressed buildings. Lagos has the right. Fẹ́jẹ́ kí lè máa pa àwọn èèyàn. Àdẹ̀fẹ́ kó di problems in Lagos State government lọ́rùn. But ṣé wọ́n ń ṣe in accordance to pé torí pé wọ́n support Sanwo-Olu? Let's be understanding the fact that wọ́n ṣì ń play politics lọ́wọ́. So politics wọ́n tó ń play should not concern àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, but àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, we are too gullible. We fall for the trap, and that trap is now between us and some. Tí wọ́n ń sọ pé Sanwo-Olu tó ń ṣe yẹn wà okay, but wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé Sanwo-Olu ò lè ṣe jack shit because jack shit tó fẹ́ ṣe yẹn àwọn òyìnbó ti stop it. From here, let's go back to this. Àwọn òyìnbó ló stop it by making Nigeria to be under the caliphate of the Fulani. Let's go back to the same Lagos. Lagos lele in 1940, 1949. This is the area. This is what, as many of us are happy, but Tinubu changed it there by bringing a Yoruba man to become the custom officer or custom controller general after a very long time that the English kept it under the nose of the North. But the question is, it will expire in the next 4 years, multiplied by 2 if it happens. And this is why our Yoruba gbọ́dọ̀ control pot yẹn after tí Tinubu bá ṣe tán. Tí Tinubu ò bá jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó dissolve, then port yìí máa tún padà sọ́wọ́ náà kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe sí. That is the fact. Nítorí pé àwọn English no monopolize ẹ̀ lọ gbé pọ́ọ̀tì Àpápá ẹ̀ wọ́n gbé lé àwọn Haúsá lọ́wọ́ for a very long time. Wọ́n ibi tí omi bá wà ẹni tó bá ní omi ló ní ayé. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé omi ta níyẹn is a very very important aspect of Yoruba land. And that is why they were trying everything. We all saw that. They wanted to do waterways, kini kan this, kini kan that. I hope Tinubu will trash all those nonsense into the bin. But one thing we are saying fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣì ń disagree ni pé Tinubu máa hold the bíbá fún wa. Yes, kódà ó lè ní àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kán máa fún wa ní discount. I don't know. Ó lè ní kán ọmọ Yorùbá kó ṣe this, kó ṣe that. But after tó bá parí tenure, this is going back to the north. Àwọn north máa wá tún manipulated ju bí Tinubu ṣe ṣe lọ. Nítorí pé wọ́n ní fọmọ Yorùbá yẹn síbẹ̀, wọ́n máa yọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Just as bí Tinubu ṣe yọ Colonel Ali Ahmed tó ń control port. Inú gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbẹ̀. We are happy for you, we are excited. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni yín. A ti fẹ́ máa bínú sí yín pé ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń control port. Why should, I mean, at the end of the day, we saw that over 400,000 or 430,000 vehicles were sent. Nínú ẹ̀, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wà níbẹ̀. Ní Amẹ́ríkà nísìn, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ló ti gbé mọ́tò wọn sórí ṣìrórò, kíní kan róró. Gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò tí ó ti ní accident àtàwọn tó ń ra brand new. So táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà bá ń jẹ nínú ẹ̀ nísìn, kò tí pọ̀ jù. But jíjẹ yẹn máa ní expiry date. Ẹni tó bá tún wá fẹ́ jẹ́ after tó bá di 2007, a máa ní problem. Nítorí pé ìwọ tí wọ́n bá fi sí position kan, the worst case scenario is wọ́n á ní kó fi sí voluntary retirement. Okay. The voluntary retirement òun ni Tinubu ní kó lọ ṣe fún àwọn sójà nísìn. Mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí. This is why we are saying fún ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá pé ẹ má jẹ́ ká lose the mind wa pé Tinubu wà níbẹ̀. Yes, we are excited. It's an advantage. It's a bonus. But that is subject to táwọn bá sọ̀rọ̀. Bí Ọ̀ọ̀ni Ọ̀jájá the second tí ẹ bá Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ kò tí wá sí palace yín, wọ́n ti lọ sọ́dọ̀ Àwùjalẹ̀, àmọ́ tó discuss, ó ti lọ sọ́dọ̀ Aláké. Àìwọ́ pé kò ń ṣe pé kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sọ pé kó wá ṣe títì. Ọ̀rọ̀ títì kan ló kàn wá nísìnyí. Ọ̀rọ̀ títì kan ló kàn wá. Ọ̀rọ̀ pé kó gbé industry wá. Tó bá gbé industry yẹn wá tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì mi bá dé, gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì mi lè make sure pé industry yẹn wọ́n pa mọ́lẹ̀. Nítorí pé wọ́n kàn máa change policy kan ni. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti change one policy, automatically it destroy the same industry. So kò ń ṣe pé kó wá invest, a mọ̀ pé wèrè ni Ọ̀ṣínbàjò. Ìyẹn ò tẹ̀ ronú pé kó jẹ́ kó lọ invest sí Rẹ́mọ, a máa dé fìlà kiri bí bàbá wèrè. Born bastard. Nǹkan ìfẹ́ ṣe pé lé nìyẹn nìwò. Àbọ̀rọ̀mọ̀ yẹ yín nísìn. Ọ̀ṣínbàjò kò tẹ̀ invest sínú Rẹ́mọ débi pé ó fẹ́ invest sí àdúgbò bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀. Àbó ṣe business kan síbẹ̀ tí mo mọ̀. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Rẹ́mọ ẹ jáde kẹ́ wá sọ fún mi. Tí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò bá ṣe any industry, kódà kó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa ṣe búrẹ́dì, ẹ wá sọ fún mi kí lè correct ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ utterances ni. But tí kò bá ti ṣe, that means pé Ọ̀ṣínbàjò was a wasted energy for 8 years. And this is why we are saying to you that àsìkò ló ní gbogbo nǹkan ló ní timeline o. Tinubu ní timeline o. Ó ti wà lórí ẹ̀ báyìí nísìn. Kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ 2 months, kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ 1 year, kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, á tún padà wá. That's tó bá fún again. That's the another political party ò bá win. Ẹ má rò pé àwọn north tún lè support Tinubu o. I don't know. I am just saying. So à ń sọ fún yín, wọ́n ní àbọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fún ọmọlúàbí tó bá dénú adodindi. Ìwọ tó ń endorse Tinubu kò sí nǹkan kan tó wrong níbẹ̀. That is your prerogative. O ní right as a citizen of Nigeria, which you are still. There's nothing wrong to form a political party. There's nothing wrong to also support a candidate. But I hope wàá lè move kúrò nínú face my face you. Wàá lọ gbé ní studio flat tí ó máa wà under discount. Tinubu lè instruct gbogbo àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń kọ́lé rẹpẹtẹ. At least wọ́n ṣáà lè dá léwó. I hope you will use as much of the resources láti fix ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tó o bá tẹ̀ fix àwọn tó kù, àwọn wa kò sọ́dọ̀ ara wa nìyẹn. Tó o bá wá ṣe gbogbo yẹn, o. Mo bọ̀ lè tí wọ́n fi ṣe regional government. I'm going to leave that video because it doesn't belong to me so much. Now let's come back again to the reality. How much time have we still have? We're just under 1 hour 20 minutes. About the 2 hours, I will open the phone line. Please do not engage my program. Does not matter because Tabatiwa word program T un lobai. Any call is a distraction. The phone torí pé à ń ṣe program. And moreover, every phone ni mo ń lò, I have so many multiple devices. Mo monitor every content tó ń jáde. So please, especially in the Baba program, yes. So we still have another 40 minutes or so before a call can come through. Let's talk about Lugard. Before we talk about Lugard, I do not own the copyright of these as well. A visit to Lugard in Lokoja. Let's watch it by these groups of people that paid a costly visit to the evil man that kept us where we are today.
Now to our special report. Nigeria as a country is blessed with huge tourist potential, and one of this is the historical Lugard guest house located in Lokoja, the Kogi state capital. Our correspondent Michael Njo, who visited the guest house, now reports the details.
And that is the father of Nigeria, Laura Shaw and Lugard. So for every Nigerian that is so excited, you are so happy, you want to die for Nigeria, you are actually dying for what this man's vision was, not the vision of our own forefathers. Our forefathers' vision was never Nigeria. So as much as any Nigerian is still dying to be in Nigeria, you are dying for a vision that was manipulated, that was put together to destroy the real indigenous identity, which is called, whether it is Biafra, Yoruba, Oduduwa Republic, the North or whatever they were, and the remaining ethnic groups. This agenda was stopped in 1914, January 1st, by Lugard and his wife. But they were living somewhere in Lokoja. Let's go further. And this building that you are looking right in front of me now is the building that Lugard took as many of his time to destroy Nigeria. That is the building Lugard was sleeping, resting, thinking of how to change our identity. And that identity today is now becoming crisis. As many Yoruba people are upset with the Igbos, as the Igbos are upset with Hausa, and the Hausa are upset with the Fulani, and the rest of the 250 ethnic groups. This is where the journey started. It is called Lugard Rest House. It is now like a mini museum of the colonial history. And I'm now saying this categorically. Ṣé a ṣì fẹ́ maintain ní Lugard or a fẹ́ padà síbi tí orísun wa wà? This is in Lokoja in Kogi State, where Lugard spent most of his time. This was how he was living in London as against in Nigeria, because Nigeria for them is a mountain and is a lot of beauty. I visited Lugard House in London, and you can tell that there's a massive difference. This is myself at one of my visits to Lugard. It's okay. There might be a bit of noise. It's okay. Koiki Lugard House. So this is myself. I paid a visit down there. Website. Remember to visit us on our website all the time, www.koikimedia.com. So this is me there. Visit to Lugard's house. Putting on a very beautiful outfit of IGBOHO, Frederick Lugard. And that place is called Rutland Gate SW7, very close to Harrods. It's about 5-10 minutes walk from Harrods store on the Knightsbridge. And compare late. See the other one. In Nigeria. Now let's close this. Can you see the difference between these and these? This was where in the blue sign, you see, or indicate any anywhere blue sign here, then very UK. Somebody live there. What is Shetifela now? Ebitifela Anikula Kokuti, call on phone, okay? No, sound the Emaja they listen, but not now. So ilé Lugard lélẹ̀ kẹ́rí pé a very very highbrow area níjọ́ náà náà wọ́n sẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn building tẹ̀ ń rí is still the same building wọ́n kàn maintain ẹni but nígbà tó wá sí Nàìjíríà ẹ wo irú ayé tó ń gbé ẹ wo irú life tí Lugard ń gbé because ó ń gbégbé ayé ọba as the governor administrator ó ní gbogbo àdúgbò tó jẹ́ serene tó dáa so gbogbo èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá tá à ń sọ fún pé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu máa expire ní 2027 maximum 2031 that's over another 4 years but Lugard will still remain if we do not get our own identity tá a bá gba identity wa we will remain under àfẹ́ máa lọ sọ pé bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní tourism kí ni káwọn pẹ̀lú as a tourism kí la fẹ́ máa lọ ṣe tourism pẹ̀lú ibi tí Lugard ń gbé when we know that òun ló destroy identity wa ìdí tá a ṣe ń pariwo pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation is because our real identity stopped in 1914 by this same young man níjọ́ náà long because he was a young man tàbá lọ́wọ́ age tó put Nàìjíríà síbi tí Nàìjíríà wà lẹ́nu nísìn I realize pé he was a young man I'm sure pé kò tí pé 60 years old nígbà tó ṣe kí ni tó sọ Nàìjíríà di Nàìjíríà lẹ́nu àwọn sọ fún ẹ̀yin bàbá 60 years old ẹ̀yin ìyá 70 years old ẹ̀yin ọmọ 30 years old 20 years old ẹ wá ní ẹ fẹ́ kú nítorí Nàìjíríà mo sọ fún ẹ pé ìwọ tó ń gbé ní Nàìjíríà tó o bá ti lè gba ilé studio flat tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì máa kọ́ fún ẹ kò ń ṣe èyí tí àwọn criminal yín tó máa náwọn kọ́lé tí ẹ lè rà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ló máa kọ́ bí bàbá Jákàndé ṣe kọ́lé níjọ́ náà náà wọ́n máa kọ́ sí Kogi wọ́n á kọ́ sí Kwara wọ́n á kọ́ sí everywhere tábà lọ wò gbà tí Jákàndé estate a rí pé it was a beautiful place very very nice grammar te gbogbo ẹ ti wà dilapidated nísẹ anyway because ó dà pé fẹ bí a phase 1 lélẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ ti di nonsense ìsọlọ lélẹ̀ gbogbo bí tí bàbá yẹn kọ́ by now ó yẹ kí wọ́n ti fi owó Lagos state kó ti fi re-engineer padà bọ́ gbogbo owó tó ń bọ̀ nínú Àpápá ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn north ló ń lọ so now tí Tinubu wà níbẹ̀ kó kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ ní kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ kọ́ àwọn ilé ìgbàlódé kíákíá gbogbo ilẹ̀ táwọn tó wà tìyàwó ẹ̀ tán encroach tán kọ́lé ńláńlá táwọn èèyàn lè gbé nídìí yẹn nísìn ẹ kọ́lé táwọn mẹ̀kúnnù àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù ò dẹ̀ ní owó tó tẹ́ bá ti kọ́lé yẹn tán ẹ wá fi agreement pé ọ̀kadà ló wà ó dáa máa san bíi 5,000 every month that is the way it's going to be kò ń ṣe pé kẹmẹ́rì yẹn jagaba no ọ̀rọ̀ jagaba kọ́ lélẹ̀ ẹ sọ fún jagaba pé ẹ fẹ́ ilé tí ẹ lè máa gbé ilé ìgbàlódé àfẹ́ máa rí àwọn ilé jágbajàgba àwọn ilé ìdọ̀tí àfẹ́ máa rí wọn we want to see good houses àfẹ́ máa rí àwọn ilé tó dáa kò ń ṣe ilé tí ó ń rùn bí ìgbẹ́ tá a bá lọ sí phase 1 phase 2 gbogbo ẹ̀ ń rùn bí ìgbẹ́ ẹ wo lẹ́yìn sí Jákàndé estate ẹ wo Jákàndé estate gbogbo wọn láwọn òbí báyìí o ẹ wo ẹwùrán ṣé irú ayé tẹfẹ́ máa gbé lélẹ̀ smelly adẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé Yorùbá nation ẹni kì í ṣọ́tọ̀ ẹni kó ìkíkẹ́ mi náà máa bọ̀ ọ́lé báwo ṣe fẹ́ wá sílé nínú ìdọ̀tí let's watch elétẹ̀ tún ní fídíò kábíyèsí Elédùmarè let's watch it I do not own the copyright let's watch it. The grading state of the Jákàndé estate my 2 amúwọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀fin nígbà tẹ́mi gbé pẹ̀lú grandma mi díẹ̀ omi máa ń wọlé sókè nígbà tó dé stage kan kò wọlé mọ́ máa lọ pọnmi láti ìsàlẹ̀ wá sókè ni gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbé ní phase 1 phase 2 phase 3 phase 4 gbogbo ibi tí bàbá wa Jákàndé tó kọ́lé sí níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn tó bá jẹ́ pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà ni ó jẹ́ kí wọ́n renovate àwọn ilé yẹn ìgbà tẹ́mi dé UK àwọn ilé kan wà window ẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ di double glazing èyí tí landlord tó jẹ́ lórí burúkú tó yẹ pé kò fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan council máa enforce ẹ̀ pé kó break kitchen yẹn kó fi ìgbàlódé kitchen sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n máa yọ boiler kò sí ilé kankan tó wà dilapidated èèyàn máa ń túnṣe ní. And so many of you ẹ̀ ń kunlé mọ́ nísìn I don't even understand ó take me some time when I was coming to Nigeria mo máa ń bèrè pé kí ló dé tó wọ̀ kí n paint ilé wọ́n níyàn sí lára ntẹ́lẹ̀ kan máa ṣe o. Let's watch this place now. ẹ wòran ẹ wòran ẹ wo bó ṣe rí inú bíbẹ náà lẹ ń bímọ sí lẹ ń ṣe party this residential estate has been abandoned as a heap of refuse over 3 months lie in different corners ẹ wá náà ń sick tó bá wá kó wá ní ìyàwó tí dádì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ fẹ́ òun ló ń sàṣẹ ẹwé rẹ̀ ìwọ tó ti fa ìdọ̀tí sí inú mú ẹ and everybody lives in denial. Àwọn tó bá ti wá ní owó díẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn sá lọ Lẹ́kí. Èyí tó bá ti wá gbòòrò díẹ̀ ìyẹn lọ Banana Island. Ṣé gbogbo àná la máa lọ gbé ní Banana Island? Ṣé gbogbo àná la máa gbé ní Lẹ́kí? And this goes also to all the Yoruba land. Títí dé Kogi state tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Need the sound yìí. Ẹ wo bó ṣe rí. How can we say we are, ẹ tún wá ń sun refuse? Wọ́n sun refuse nínú estate. Gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń gbé ní gbogbo àwọn estate ó yẹ kójú tì yín tẹ́ bá náà ń support APC. Ó yẹ kójú tì yín tẹ́ bá náà ń support PDP. It does not matter any of the two political parties. Ó yẹ kójú tì yín. Ó yẹ kẹ́ sọ pé shame on you for living in this kind of environment. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé ẹ endorse Bọ́lá Tinubu. Ta ló ní kẹ́ máa endorse ẹ̀? Ta ló sọ yín mọ́lẹ̀? Gbogbo ètò wà ní gbogbo ṣítà náà. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí ṣítà, àwọn yẹn tó bá yàgbẹ́ látòkè, ó máa sá wá sísàlẹ̀ ni. This is how they've turned your life to be. Àdán sọ fún yín pé kò dá ti rí báyìí. It shouldn't be like this. Ẹ sọ pé ká shut up. Ẹni àfẹ́ràn Tinubu. 2-bedroom flat, middle floor, my 2 Jákàndé. Ẹ wo bó ṣe rí jágbajàgba jogbojogbò. Gbogbo wọn wò mí báyìí nísìnyí o. Inú ẹ̀ náà lẹ ti ń gba àwìn búrẹ́dì. O ti gbà àwìn búrẹ́dì títí tó bá wá fẹ́ jáde wàá gbẹ̀yìn sá lọ. Ìyá oní búrẹ́dì ti wá mú ẹ̀. O rí ẹ̀wà jẹ mọ́, o rí oúnjẹ jẹ mọ́. Inú ìyà ló ń bímọ sí nínú Lagos state. Inú ìyà ló ń bímọ sí nínú Kogi state. Inú ìyà lẹ ń bímọ sí nínú Nàìjíríà òṣìṣẹ́ burúkú yín yẹn. A dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé kò lè wọ̀. Ẹ sọ fún Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu pé mo instructed kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́lé sí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá as quickly as possible. Wọ́n lè kọ́ as many thousands of houses. Basic ni pápápápápá gbogbogbò. Òṣìṣẹ́ tó máa dàwọ́. Kọ́dẹ̀ make sure pé wọ́n mandate pé wọ́n tún ṣe monopoly pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tó máa gbé fúnyàn kan tó máa kówó jẹ tó máa gúnyàn kan mọ́lẹ̀ ní London ní bíbáyìí tá a ra lé sí bíbáyìí àwọn ìyá lórí burúkú àwọn ìyá bomb bastard àwọn sisi wèrè tó wà labroad tó máa jẹ́ pé òun ló máa kówó yẹn fún. We want to make sure that you have a place to live. Tá a bá tẹ̀ sí gba Yorùbá nation ìyẹn ní kẹ́ máa tẹ́ ẹ bá tẹ̀ pé nínú Nàìjíríà lẹ́fẹ́ ṣé wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa gbé ayé tó dání? Ṣé wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa gbé ayé tó dání? You must live a better life. Ìyà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń jẹ yẹn ó ní àwa lára. Tójú ò bá tí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà Délé Mọ̀mọ́dún ní Ọ̀tẹ́dọ́lá ní ó yẹ kójú tí gbogbo yín àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a rántí àti tá a dárúkọ àti Ayọ̀ àti gbogbo pátápátá ó yẹ kójú tì yín. Ẹ wá wọṣọ ẹ máa jáde ní mo sọ fún yín pé inú ilé ìdọ̀tí lẹ̀ ń gbé ẹ wá wọṣọ ẹ wá lọ patí ẹ wá máa jó sí Daddy Shoki ẹ máa jó sí Daddy Shaggy orí yẹn náà nísìn ìyẹn ti fi celebrate tó ń gbé wá sí wedding. Àwọn èèyàn ń gbé ní eyebrow òun ti sá kúrò nínú àárín yín. Gbogbo Òjúmọ́tà, gbogbo Èkó, gbogbo Bálẹ́ndé, everywhere is not working. No standard of living. Ní omi, pure water ní gbogbo yín rà wá sínú ilé, gbogbo kitchen yín ó ń rùn ní smelly. Gas lè dáná nínú ilé mọ́, ń dákàjẹ́ ni. Bomb bastard ní gbogbo yín. Ó jẹ́ kójú ti gbogbo ẹ̀yin elite ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé gbogbo àwọn property báyìí sí yẹn exist. Ẹ̀yin wá sọ pé olówó ni yín, owó òṣìwò lẹ ní lọ́wọ́. Irú owó wo lẹ ní lọ́wọ́? Ìdájọ́ Elédùmarè máa ṣe bí fún gbogbo yín látòkè délẹ̀. Bomb bastard. Let's move swiftly again.
Nigeria as a country is...
Yeah, shut up. In the country now, Omugo. Nigeria as a country. Ode. Ako lanu janyan Nigeria as a country. Bolo adugo lo jẹ́ country sí. Ṣé torí ó ti gbé mic dání sẹ́nu. Nigeria as a country. Ibi tí wọ́n sọ fún ẹnìyẹn. Idiot.
Is blessed with huge tourist attractions. And one of these tourist attractions is the famous Lugard guest house.
Ibo ló ti jẹ́ famous. Ìwọ ọmọ jàmbá tí bí àtẹ̀bí ọmọ tápà kan lélẹ̀. Ó lè jẹ́ ọmọ Fúlàní. He is the famous. Lugard ilẹ̀ wa ń pọ́n lébẹ̀ yẹn. Tẹ́yìn bá mọ jàmbá tí Lugard ṣe fún wa ni. À máa sá fún kíákíá. Ẹ kákọ̀ lo fídíò yín ká manage ẹ̀ díẹ̀.
House located in Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. On arrival in Lokoja, the then headquarters of the former Northern Protectorate in 1900, Lord Lugard, the former Governor General of Nigeria, was fascinated by Mount Pati that he decided to situate his guest house on the summit of the mountain.
Bí inú mountain yìí ni Lugard bí àwọn àtàwọn spirit I don't understand. How did we lost the plot? I don't want to use the video too much. But let's talk about it from here. Lokoja Reminiscences of History and Culture by Toyin Falola. Lokoja holds so many memories of linkage and connection through the pages and layered thought of history. As I journey through the mid-confluence city of rivers and cultures of people, I will reflect on my days in Lokoja, on memories that helped form a wholesome picture of history that lies within the belly of the fast-growing city. As I return to those joined in front of Lugard resting house to enjoy grilled fish, and Lokoja holds so many memories of linkages and connection through the pages and layered thoughts of history. On this glorious day, November 13th, I reminisce on my memories of Lokoja and how they form a part of an ever-growing history of the meeting point, the capital city of Lokoja, Nigeria. As I travel, I don't need that one. Let's come here. Lugard resting house description. The question we should be asking ourselves as Yoruba people is, why are we trying to save the history that has taken our own history? Why do we want to do so? Why are we scared of returning back to where we belong? Kí ló ń bà wá lẹ́rù gangan náà? Kí ni ó ń bá ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tí ẹ fi jẹ́ ká padà síbi tí orísun wa gangan wà? Why are we scared? Are we scared of something that I don't know? And as we know, there's nothing called Nigeria. And this next video from the man that said it all. Let's hear what he has to say in the next video that I'm about to push to you. It is time that Yoruba people get the message right.
It is not in their hands, because you know what? Power belongs to the people. Anything we want is what we're going to get.
Once again, I want to ask this. Do you think this dream is realizable without a war? And are you prepared to fight another war?
This dream can be realized without a war. And let me put it this way. As soon as the people, the various ethnic groups in Nigeria realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group, they will subscribe to our position. So it is realizable without a war. Before the white man came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me questions and I can ask you. Before the white man came, was there any Nigeria? Before the white man came, did Nigeria exist? It's a simple question that I'm asking you. Did Nigeria exist before?
It didn't, no.
It didn't exist. Then why are African people, black people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250. How many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. Because that is authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The Lugard that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, should I say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And Africans are killing themselves, trying to maintain something that a white man created. Sometimes I wonder what type of God made African people. I don't understand it. And that is why you have this neo-colonialism. That is why the British High Commissioner had to go to Tinubu to ask him, how do you end this protest? Because if this protest continues, you're jeopardizing our oil. Nnamdi Kanu can use it as an advantage to go and get Biafra. They asked the army to go in and kill people. You people are being ruled by your colonial masters. Your fate is not in your hand. You're in a country that is 60 years old, so to speak. There is no electricity. If I am a Nigerian, I can't come out and say I'm a Nigerian. I'll be ashamed of myself. For 60 years, you have no electricity. For 60 years, no good roads. For 60 years, no good schools. For 60 years, your politicians are traveling abroad for medical treatment. I ask you, what is there to be proud of about Nigeria? Name one thing you can be proud of. Name one thing. It's a question I'm asking you, Dele. Tell me one thing you can be proud of in Nigeria.
Nigerians are amongst the brightest people in the world, including the Igbo people, of which you are one. You are a very brilliant man. That is Nigeria in your DNA.
I was born a Biafran, not a Nigerian. Nigeria is a historical mistake.
Was there a birth certificate at that time that wrote Biafra on it?
Of course, yes. You want me to show you? I will show it to you. I can email it to you. It's not here with me right now. I can email it to you. My person is Biafra.
I don't mind.
I will email it to you. So you see, what I'm asking is, if Nigeria never existed until the white man came, why are you as a black African man defending it? What's a white man created? Why? When you have Yorubas in Benin Republic, Yoruba is in Togo, they speak your language, they eat your food, they dress the same way you do, you have the same culture, the same value system, the same orientation, and I'm asking you, and the white man came from Europe and said, oh, you are Yoruba from Togo, you speak French. You're Yoruba from Benin Republic, you're going to speak French. But you, Dele, you're Yoruba from Nigeria, you speak English. Are people not perturbed by that? That level of dehumanization, that level of subjugation. You see, the one thing that shocks me about Africa and their class of intellectuals is the fact that they are willing to swallow hook, line, and sinker anything the colonial master gives to them. And I've asked you this very question. Can you go to Europe and create a country as a black man? The answer is no. Then why must you accept what a white man is doing in Africa? Do you see why we are poor and very backwards? Do you see why Nigeria can never have 24 hours of electricity? Never, ever, ever, ever. Because the foundation is faulty. The orientation of Fulani Janja, people were protesting SARS killings in the south. Fulani people in the north, you are busy having fun and laughing and smiling. And you want to be in the same country with them. Your value system, your reasoning, your understanding, your orientation can never ever be the same. Never be the same. Why did Britain leave the EU? Dele, I'm asking you, are they not Christians? Are they not Democrats? Are they not, don't they believe in free trade and voting people in and voting them out? But then, why did Britain leave the EU? Why? The same Britain that left the EU is asking me not to leave Nigeria. Nigeria that is only 100 years old. Your grandfather was not a Nigerian. Was not. So why must you throw away the history of your family, the rich history of Yoruba people? Because a white man called the place Nigeria. Why must you do that? Why? Can I go to England and name them and name them Albania and say all your history is now gone? We are doing our ancestors a disservice. And let me tell you why Black Africa cannot go forward. Some people, not you, some people accepted this nonsensical balkanization of Africa with their useless flag independence. And your ancestors are in the grave. Your ancestors that existed before the white man was born, they are in the grave. You jettison their history and their identity. You banish it, you denigrate it, you insult them by accepting this garbage called Nigeria, and you want them to be happy with you. That is why no Black African country can see development. No Black.
Thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria.
And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And then said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence and decided that they would do everything to make sure that Biafra did not go.
Wow.
And this everything meant directly funding genocide of the people of Biafra.
Welcome back into the program. As we are now almost 10 minutes before hour to take a call for the next 1 hour. So we are just about 10 minutes before 3 p.m. local time in London, where the transmission is coming from. As we are still focused, Lori Lokoja, we are discussing about Lokoja, where Lugard spent most of his time as the governor administrator, whether that was where the decision was made to transform Nigeria, and that is it. Lugard and his girlfriend that were never married, Laura Shaw. So as many Nigerians that wants to die for Nigeria, you are dying for the agenda and the intention of the British, governor administrator. I think about a ship that came to Nigeria. Again, Lagos Apapa. Lagos has always been their milking point. This was 3 years ago by the Daily Star in UK. This article was 3 years ago. China cosmic moon nuke. New arms race. Mining space. Rocks to make super weapon. The question is, why could it be that this relationship between China Navy to Nigeria is happening? Even Al Jazeera was able to pick up the story. Chinese Navy spent 5 days, 5-day Nigerian visit to mark a rare West African foray. Let's go and look at the meaning of foray. Once again, thank you so much to my beautiful mother and also my family. Foray. F-O-R-A-Y. Foray. What does that mean? Foray. A sudden attack or inclusion into the enemy territory, especially to obtain something, a raid. So why is the Chinese Navy ship foray into West Africa? Why? Because there's a lot of tension and a lot of things going on around the world. But as many Nigerians are too overshadowed with the problem of security, there's no food, so they don't even care. If China ship like make it land into even Ojuelegbase, but they don't understand. Then in Yoruba, G Masun. The Nigerians do not get the message that everything is about coded. So when we use the word F-O-R-A-Y, why is it also the headline under the Al Jazeera Chinese Navy, a 5-day Nigerian visit to mark a rare R-A-R-E West Africa foray? Now we know the meaning of foray. It is called a sudden attack. So who is attacking who? Moki Asake TV. Ta ló attack ara wọn? Ṣé wọ́n attack wa ni àbáwá là ń attack èèyàn tí Chinese wá bá wa gbé Navy ship wọn wá? It seems that a lot is going on in Nigeria. But now let's look at, if somebody asks, what does foray mean? A sudden or irregular invasion or attack for a war. Ǹjẹ́ ogun ń bọ̀ tí a ti mọ̀ tí wọ́n ń palẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀ sílẹ̀? A lot of Nigerians are just looking at things and say, hey, Chinese ship, hey, welcome, hey, okay, they've gone. But according to the dictionary meaning of this word foray, F-O-R-A-Y, is now giving us that it is a sudden or irregular invasion or attack for a war or spoil. Raid, a foray into the enemy territory. Are we now saying that Nigeria has some enemy that Chinese or the China is trying to help us to defend? Is it against the indigenous people? Is it against the, Americans, the Russian? Who is China actually helping Nigeria to come and defend on this territory? How do we defend? Now that we've been able to understand, I close that again, let me open that back. Because when something is not right, you need to start talking before it is too late. Kó má di pé nígbà tó bá di gbàsgbòs. So I am looking at this article. China's cosmic moon nuke. Nukes. N-U-K-E-S. A new arms race. Mining space. Rocks. To mark the super weapon. And if you are not aware, yesterday was the full moon. So let me show you what the moon looks like yesterday. It was very, very bright. Now, let's see. According to the New York Times, which is read by so many people around the world, miss the Monday night supermoon? We have got you covered. The July supermoon, also called the Buck moon, is the first of the 4 supermoon expected this year. So let's first go and ask ourselves what is called a supermoon. A supermoon is a full moon or a new month that nearly coincides with a perigee, the closest that the moon comes to the earth in its own elliptic orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size of the lunar disk as a view from the earth. All these are also messages that should be decoded. But because so many people are so much occupied, we are so occupied, but those that understand the messages, like the Chinese cosmic moon nukes, maybe we should look for that. China cosmic moon nukes. Let's see if we come up. Yeah. 2 days ago, the Daily Star, China and Russia are trying to mine the moon to create a cosmic nuclear weapon. Oh my God. I just pray. Oh, I hope. Let me close this. I don't know what's happening there before I shut down my system. Let's close all these so that we are a little bit less with pressure. China. Let's look another. They are citing. Let's see. Let's watch this video. Okay, nothing more than just that. All right. I want to read the news. I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to open that anymore. I don't know. Let's see. You're my stable. China and Russia are trying to mine the moon to create a cosmic nuclear weapon. Air Vice Marshal Paul Godfrey, the head of the United Kingdom Space Command, where Russia and China leaders are quietly pumping billions into the space exploration and developing what they call a cosmic nuclear weapon. China planned a lunar mission with the moon landing in 2029. China and Russia are feared to be plotting to build a cosmic nukes using vital minerals mined from the moon. According to the head of the UK Space Command, Air Vice Marshal Godfrey warned that Russia and the Chinese leaders are quietly pumping billions of dollars into what they call space exploration and the development of a deadly arsenal developed from the drilling in the space. Vice Marshal Godfrey also warned Beijing was looking at plundering the moon for minerals after a test mission in 2020 discovered a new polyphosphate mineral named kangistite that could be used as a fuel for nuclear fusion. And he said Russia was adept at jamming satellite, a deniable form of attack that could cut off the United Kingdom from the outside world and wreak havoc on financial market. Imagine kí satellite bá wà destroy. Ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo wa nísìnyí we're all over different places. Ẹ̀yin kan wà ní Nigeria, ẹ̀yin kan wà ní Malaysia, ẹ̀yin kan wà ní Cameroon, ẹ̀yin kan wà ní Benin Republic. Ẹ kàn imagine tó bá destroy gbogbo satellite àgbáyé. He issued that the security warned in a new joint interview with the head of the United States Space Command, General James Dixon, insisted the Pentagon remained confident in its capability amid fears the US was falling behind China in the space race. But he admitted that Moscow has anti-satellite missile able to hit target orbiting at 17,500 miles per hour, while Beijing has the technology that can grab and move the satellite. So in terms of níbi Russia ní weapon tó lè jù sínú satellite tó máa destroy gbogbo ibi tí èmi àti interfere ríra báyìí tá fi communicate. The world is changing. and it's changing on us very fast. In 2021, one of Beijing tested a hypersonic missile that circumnavigated the globe through low orbit space before missing its target by 24 miles. Defense experts fear the nuclear-capable missile may be able to bypass the U.S. air defense system. General Dixon said, we do have great technologies in the United States, of course. We have seen demonstration of hypersonic weapons by other countries, in particular China and Russia. But I am asking, Kini supermoon, what does it mean for me and you? Let's see. I think there's a video. What is supermoon and when in 2023? One was yesterday, as we are aware of. And I think, let's see if we can get, this is what it looks like, the supermoon. The supermoon rises behind the temple of Poseidon in Cape Sion near Athens on Monday night. Very beautiful, but also have a lot of messages around it. Àwọn tó ní làákàyè àtàwọn tó lè ronú sí kò ń ṣẹrù ọmọdé. Star glaze and astrophiles from Los Angeles to Istanbul rushed outdoor to see the first supermoon for the year on the Monday night. It did not disappoint. The supermoon, which was flushed with amber and red tones, was 14,000 miles. Ọ̀nà yẹn jì gan láti ibi tó ti ń ṣò wá sísàlẹ̀ àgbáyé tí a wà. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún yín pé àwọn onílẹ̀ tiwa náà sùn. Whether we are Christians or Muslims, they know what is happening. There's an energy shift in the world. Ìran Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ kúrò nínú oko ẹrú tá wà nínú ẹ̀ tí wọ́n join together. And I'm asking again before we coming back to that. Kí ni àwọn China wá ṣe ìyẹn naval fleet wọn ní Nigeria comes amid speculation that the Gulf of Guinea could offer a base for Beijing. A naval fleet of the People's Liberation Army, PLA, led by a warship, NAMI, arrived just Sunday in Nigeria for a rare visit by the Chinese military to Africa Atlantic coast, where Beijing has long made effort to grow its own influence. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria hailed the 5-day visit as a milestone in ties, and Nigerian Navy expressed willingness. All this Nigerian Navy, they don't know what is going on. The Nigerian Navy expressed willingness to work with the China to tackle maritime security threat and maintain stability. Kí ni gbogbo eléyìí ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation? Bí a lè mọ̀ pé orí omi wa ni wọ́n wá, kò ń ṣe orí omi Haúsá ló wà o. Ọkọ̀ tẹ́ ń rí orí omi wa ló wà. Ìbéèrè tí mò ń bi gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lénìí, as I open the phone line, the number is +4474. Ètò yìí máa tán exactly in the next 1 hour. It is a 3 hours program, and we are just in time to the last hour. So this is the time that you can also add your 1 or 2 conversation should you wish to do so. I can now a little bit appreciate those of you on the line, truth and question. Thank you so much. Just Reason say, the issue about all these symbolic cosmic activities is that the dubious people of the world can also make things happen to direct the world's mind to belly with the real event may be missed. And you're quite right, as also I appreciate Sahib Balogun, Fọlọ́run Ṣọmọlọ́lá, and the rest of you. Let's go straight to the first caller, and I'll say briefly, so that we can take as many callers as well. Hello, caller. You're likely welcome to Koikimedia. Or not likely, you're welcome to Koikimedia.
God bless you, my brother.
Amen.
I appreciate you for giving me. I'm not going to waste time. I want to just say some things about 4 points or 5 points you have made since morning. The first one, I will start from this
okay.
The major something we are saying. Now, I repeat the APC wants of one promise heaven and earth. May Ajakuta Yema stand. In addition to our refineries, and APC ló dẹ̀ wà ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gbà yẹn. Fortunately for us, it's the only ministerial post of Èkìtì wọ́n tún wá fún Fáyẹmí ló lọ́pọlọ máa ṣe everything wọ́n lọ́pọlọ ó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. But for that year, the program to lò yẹn, nothing, no single thing was done. Ṣé wọ́n budget for that? The budget lórí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ṣe nǹkan kan. Wọ́n mọ̀ kán budget owó síbẹ̀. Owó tán budget yẹn síbẹ̀. Ó wà lára owó tán pín tán fi ṣe election. They were just preparing, warming up to be president. Àwọn dẹ̀ fún ní ministerial post to be minister for works or something like that. Wọ́n dẹ̀ promise heaven and earth bí àjà òkúta yẹn wọ́n máa ṣe. Nothing, there is no sign question kankan bẹ́ẹ̀. For those 8 years, and nothing was done. The same APC ló tún wà bẹ́ẹ̀ now. And the same people tó wà yàtọ̀ sí Buhari àti Ọ̀ṣínbàjò tó jẹ́ bóun pẹ̀lú ìyàwó rẹ̀ lóṣù kan. Ní airport, yóò sẹ́ni tó tiẹ̀ recognize wọn. They walk in like that. Nobody even knew the time, the land. So that is life. So nothing was done for that 8 years. Àwa ń sọ pé ẹnìkan gbówó kan lẹ̀ ojú kankan lẹ̀ ṣẹ́jẹ̀ ń gbówó lẹ̀ láti ṣe kankan ni. The money they will earn for anything they will consume it by themselves. That is that. That is to say, there is nobody ló lè tú ìlú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ torí kó ti bàjẹ́ pátápátá. They will continue to share the money. They will budget and share. They will budget and share. That's number one. In case of the Tinubu state, pé ó ní kankan tó máa ṣe, mo ti sọ pọ̀. We are Antarawani. If a single person can dig that one in Lagos for his own personal use, this is not overnight. What you want to now, Ome Obìnrin is the first lady. Is the first lady in Nigeria. Ome Ọkùnrin ajẹ́ first son. Ìyàwó ajẹ́ first wife. Oúnjẹ first president. Now, nothing at all. Ọmọ ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe ìyálọ́jà Èkó, àwa ìyálọ́jà gbogbo Nàìjíríà, they have opportunity to do all them. If somebody that can be Lagos state governor, only after that, who am I gbogbo kìíní gbogbo nǹkan tó wà gbogbo Lagos? No pocket here. You want to tell me now, who bẹ ṣe ìlúbà? That is not possible. Ẹ má jà tara wa. 4 years, 8 years, whatever. It is not going anywhere. That is that. Then I want us to be sensitive to something. Ewu Kanu àti Dele Momodu. Ewu discussion yẹn lásán. Ewu ọpọlọ pẹ̀lú ọpọlọ tó porous. The type of Dele Momodu ló wà ní kíní. Ewu question tó béèrè lọ́wọ́ Kanu. Okay, báyìí o. Ṣé o ti rẹ́dì láti gàgbé nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbọ́ nìyẹn, nǹkan tó fẹ́ leak out nìyẹn. Ó sọ secret pé kò máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kan lè mú. Ṣé mo kó lọ sọ́dọ̀ Sunday?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, o kò fẹ́ compromise chief ǹjọ́ ẹ̀ mú wa níjọ́ tó ń ṣe interview yẹn. Aláti stop interview yẹn nígbà tọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ti ń di kó fẹ́ máa mú lọ sọ́bọ̀ ògbóni. Èmi mo stop interview yẹn níjọ́ yẹn. Èmi mo stop ẹ̀.
Ẹ wo mímọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwa Yorùbá. Ẹ wo question. Ẹ wo bíbọ̀ bí Kanu ọlọ́pọlọ ẹ wo gan tó pọ̀ pọ̀ yẹn. Ẹ wo question tó gbé wá. Ẹ wo bó ṣe yí question yẹn. Oníṣẹ́bí certificate tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Níṣẹ́bí Nàìjíríà ló wà ń bẹ̀. These are the type of people tó wà ní government. They will do nothing. I say it. They will do nothing. Nothing they will do. Nothing. Then, tí oníṣẹ́bí mo fẹ́ sáré ṣípù kíní kankan jáde.
Ẹgbọ́ rẹ̀.
Mo appreciate ìkẹtẹ sọ ní issue lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. I appreciated it. You are there. I have confidence. That's why I follow you. Ọyọ̀rọ̀ bro àtòrò àti gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n á ní time fún un. Now, nǹkan kan wà tí a ti mọ̀. Nǹkan kan wà tá a ti mọ̀. Within 24 hours. Náà ṣe kìíní yẹn. Let me tell you my brother. Ó ní kìíní nìkan kọ́ ló wà ní kìíní yẹn. This issue nígbà tí my sister Lady K tó ń pọ̀ lánàá tó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Kẹ́rí ẹni tó send the voice note yẹn. Let me tell you, they are Nigerian ni wọ́n. Oníkiri work fún wọn is a strategy. Kì í ṣe oníkiri nìkan o. Gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wà lára iṣẹ́ tó ṣe. if ìyá Kogi ó lè máa vote pé kẹ́ni kò tó bá tó wá tó fún bẹ́ẹ̀. My brother, ọwọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wà lára kẹ́tọ́ ṣe yẹn. Kí ló dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe? Just silence to create fear in the life of those people that are in Nigeria. Àti àwọn wọ́n kéré fún àmì tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n sponsor àwọn kan láti gbá wọn wọlé oníkìlẹ̀ olè Nàìjíríà ìsọwọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì. Because their target is to make sure that they stop Baba Otoye àti Igboho to make sure they get them so that wọ́n lè máa wá yìí náà kiri. And that one will not be possible. Because this fight is wrong. Then finally, lọ́rọ̀ chief ten sọ. Tẹ́ bá wo program yẹn lánàá. Tẹ́lifà tí mo rí jù nìyẹn. The first question tí mo kọ́ béèrè ni pé why this? Ṣé à ń jagun ni? Or ṣé wọ́n invite wọn wá ni? Remember that China is now in Nigeria. Wọ́n kọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Now in our own land. Ṣé nábà kìíní wà ní Nàìjíríà tó lè lọ ṣe yẹn ní China kó lọ display kankan. Ẹ wá wo kúrò tiwa náà tó sẹ́yìn. Àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ gan despite the fact they are higher officer, they were embarrassed. They were jittering about what they are looking at. Wọ́n wò pé kí ló nǹkan báyìí kẹ́ wà ní àwọn tó jẹ́ náà even ọ̀gá wọn gan tó ń bọ̀wọ́ yẹn wọ́n wò pé wow. Number one is to create fear. Number two is to show. Don't that matter pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́ jagun ẹ̀wọ̀ àti rí nǹkan kan because they can't just come in without the knowledge of the government. That is not possible. Then there must be a purpose. Maybe it may be a purpose to invite them to come and show them that tẹ́ẹ̀bá make picking aláwọn ọmọ ogun tó máa gbá yín. So my brother, tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tí I appreciate God for your life. Gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin pẹ̀lú ṣífù ìdòkú you came home because of what is in you. Lẹ́fi wá pàdé it's a program of God. Àmúdẹ̀mọ̀ pé ṣẹ́rí kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe sí my brother. Mo tún sọ lẹ́ni ẹ̀ tó ní mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ 4 years ò lè gbé because ìgbà tó máa di gbégbé tó máa fi 100 days or 1 year ní Tinubu bá ṣì wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ariwo tó máa bá Nàìjíríà kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. God bless you, ẹ máa bí tó lọ. Ẹ
ṣé gan ni àsìkò tó fún gbogbo ẹ̀yàn ọmọ Yorùbá láti bá wa fi ọpọlọ tí Elédùmarè fún yín torí bó ṣe fẹ́ mi òun lèmi ṣe fi ń gbé ọ̀rọ̀ mi kalẹ̀ èyí náà tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè sí inú ètò àfún ní àyè kí ẹ ráyè pè kí ẹ lè bá wa dá sí nítorí pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní say ẹ lè point from any angle ibi tẹ́ bá fẹ́ mú nínú ẹ̀ any right láti point so ẹ ló kọ́lá ẹgbọ́n sókè our usual analyst and also one of us on the program, Bishop Adesina. Sir.
Ẹ ṣé Kogi, mo kí gbogbo everybody àtàwọn tí ó wà lórí ètò tó ń gbọ́ wa. Now, lórí cosmic àti lunar kìíní táwọn China àti Russia kí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí ẹ̀. Now, Russia ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe nuclear descent tí wọ́n ń pè ní EMP is called electromagnetic pulse bomb. Now, nǹkan tó kọ́kọ́ ṣe is that àwọn lọ lo satellite, wọ́n gbé satellite sínú space. Now, òkè yẹn, satellite yẹn, tó máa ń yin missile yẹn sí, satellite yẹn ló máa redirect missile yẹn látòkè padà lọ sí ìlú tó fẹ́ kó ṣọṣẹ́. Now, ẹ ò ní mọ ibi tó ti yin missile yẹn wá kò sí láéláé. And ẹ lè ní tracker, Amẹ́ríkà bó ṣe ní tracker ò lè wó òde torí àtòkè.
Mo kàn fẹ́ bá ọ̀rọ̀ yín torí pé táwọn èèyàn bá ń pè bá ìbírú ẹ̀yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àmọ́ wọ́n dà pé báwo ti máa kíní ìlànà ń pa. Bí ẹ ṣe ń sọ, mo kàn táìpì EMP, WION, ó dẹ̀ gbé jáde. November 11, 2022, Russia EMP strike can render Ukraine electronic device, military infrared useless. Ẹ máa gbóhùn sókè.
Kò sí nǹkan tẹ ní tẹ́bí ṣe missile tracker kò lè track ẹ̀ lálá because ó dàbí kó ń bọ̀ láti ojú ọ̀run ni bíi pé Ọlọ́run ló sọ̀ kalẹ̀.
Kábíyèsí lédùn
orí òfurufú ló ti máa dismantle.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà ní EMP is very dangerous. Mo gbádùn yín Bishop.
very, very dangerous. America bẹ̀rù ẹ̀ ju. America nǹkan tí America ṣe bẹ̀rù Russia nìyẹn.
Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè.
Pẹ̀lú EMP, America lè pa gbogbo ayé rẹ́, gbogbo ayé. Jẹ́ ní mọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀, ilẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀ ló máa wú, ló máa bẹ́rì ara ẹ̀. Ilẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀ ló earthquake lè máa rò kó ṣẹlẹ̀. Because the technique tí àwọn àpáta ojú ọ̀run fi máa ń jábọ́ sílẹ̀ tó máa fi ń di earthquake, àpáta ló máa ń cause earthquake. Àwọn àpáta wà nínú òfurufú yẹn, they call it meteorite.
Yeah, meteorite, yeah.
Àwọn àpáta iná tó ń jábọ́ láti inú ìràwọ̀ tó explode. So tó bá wá ti bọ́, èyí tó bá bọ́ sílẹ̀ ló máa ń cause earthquake because speed tó fi ń bọ̀ nílẹ̀ ojú èèyàn ò lè calculate it because they are coming with the speed that is higher than the speed of this earth. So èèyàn ò lè rí the speed tó bá fi balẹ̀ èèyàn ò lè rí. But tó bá ti balẹ̀ yẹn tó wọnú ilẹ̀ yẹn nílẹ̀ máa lanu táwọn èèyàn máa ní earthquake ṣẹlẹ̀. But èyí tó bá já sínú òkun ló máa ń cause kí ló máa ń pè kíní tó máa ń ya omi
tsunami.
Yeah. The upthrust tí meteorite yẹn tó create nígbà tó jábọ́ sínú òkun yẹn upthrust yẹn ló máa flow wọ etí coast tó tí omi máa fi jábọ́ gbogbo wọ́n máa ní tsunami ṣẹlẹ̀ nǹkan ti jábọ́ nìyẹn. Now technique yẹn òun náà lò fún missile títí wọn wọ́n fẹ́ kó pa ìlú yẹn run. So wọ́n ní láti gbé a satellite sínú space tó jẹ́ pé satellite yẹn ló máa yin missile sí satellite yẹn ló máa direct yẹn padà lọ sí ìlú tó fẹ́ kó fi ṣọṣẹ́ speed tí missile yẹn máa gbé púpọ̀ kọjá nǹkan tí any program ayé yìí àbí mechanism ayé yìí tó lè rí. So any missile kàṣà ò lè kàṣẹ yẹn tó bá balẹ̀ gbogbo electronic gadget ìlú yẹn ló máa iná máa gbó pọ̀ everything máa gbó pọ̀ gbogbo machine tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ iná ló lò láti káàṣẹ anything iná ló lò aeroplane tó fò gan iná ló lò gbogbo anything náà ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ plane máa jábọ́ then ilẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní lanu a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo wa mi Amẹ́ríkà bẹ̀rù ẹ̀ wọ́n tó rẹ̀ náà ṣe ń wá ọ̀nà tó máa fi ṣẹ́gun Russia nìkan ló ní kíní ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ now ìdí tó ṣe wá ń study moon is that wọ́n ti rí ohun àlùmọ́nì kan nínú òṣùpá tó jẹ́ wípé wọn ò ní ìdí satellite tó lọ gbé sínú òfurufú yẹn mọ́ àlùmọ́nì inú òṣùpá yẹn fúnra rẹ̀ ó lè ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn because moon is the satellite of the earth. So wọ́n wò wípé satellite táwọn gbé sínú òfurufú tí wàhálà bá dé Amẹ́ríkà lè lọ bàjẹ́ káwọn má lè rí lò. But Amẹ́ríkà ò lè bà òṣùpá jẹ́. Because iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ni bó ṣe wà bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé ṣe wà. So wọ́n ti wá rí nǹkan tó lè ṣiṣẹ́ nínú òṣùpá yẹn tó máa redirect EMP wọn tó bá trigger. Now ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe wá ń take advantage of the full moon tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí nísìnyí nítorí wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. Wọ́n ti lọ install àwọn kìíní yẹn sínú òṣùpá tó máa bá àwọn òkúta ilẹ̀ òṣùpá ṣiṣẹ́. Tòótọ́ tó bá kàn ti yìn sókè báyìí ìlú tó fẹ́ kó níwọ̀n ìgbà tó ṣùpá bá ti ń wà òṣùpá fúnra rẹ̀ ló máa direct ẹ̀ sí ìlú nínú ayé tó fẹ́ parẹ́ fún ara wọn. So wọ́n lọ study nítorí in the full moon òṣùpá máa close sí ayé dáadáa. Size bí òṣùpá the spherification the spherical calculation of òṣùpá ó máa wà clear and closer to the earth in full moon. So wọ́n lọ take calculation of the algorithm wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe calculation yẹn area yẹn so iṣẹ́ ìyẹn náà lọ capture náà lọ ṣe wọ́n lọ experiment àwọn kìíní wọ̀nyẹn ẹ rí i pé àwọn China ẹ wọ́n lọ experiment wọ́n ní àwọn nǹkan sókè so wọ́n rí bí kìíní yẹn ṣe bounce back wọ́n ti wo dimension òṣùpá because òṣùpá wà close to the earth at that time wọ́n rí dimension yẹn wọ́n rí gbogbo ẹ̀ so wọ́n ti study ẹ̀ wọ́n ti capture ẹ̀ down wọ́n á lọ parí iṣẹ́ padà tó bá dé àwọn àtàwọn Russia wọ́n á lọ ṣe calculation ẹ̀ so at any other time they will know the direction that they can shoot out the EMP sínú òṣùpá, and òṣùpá will always direct it back níbi tó bá fẹ́ kó lọ, and it will destroy the place. Ní mọ̀ ìlú tó ṣe. So àwọn iṣẹ́ ń lọ láyé, àwọn tí wà níbi àfikún wọn máa kówó jẹ, ní pé wọ́n wáyé owó ṣáá. Ọlọ́run á ṣàánú fún wa.
Thank you so much. Well, we learn a lot and we also share as many knowledge. There's a lot going on definitely. The America ṣe ní tiẹ̀, àgbáyé náà ní tiẹ̀, olúkálùkù ló ní tọ̀dọ̀ tí wọn. +44 74 0440 5917 is the line to call while we are still discussing. There is a lot going on. Nigeria is also one area. But answer bàbá tó kọ́kọ́ pè lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wọ́n reference lọ sọ́dọ̀ Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí mo fẹ́ tẹ̀ gbàgbé pé òun náà ó lè ní ẹja gbọ́n tó sọ ní bíbá.
Fayemi joins us from our studios in Abuja. He's the Minister of Solid Minerals Development. Yes, Papa will take it in a moment, but let's get this first of all out of the way. Could you tell us, we'd like to know the details of this renegotiated concession.
Hi, Chamberlain. Good morning. Well, it's been very clear from what we've released to the media after the execution of the renegotiated contract.
Let me put it down. Even down people about me ambition láti fi ṣe nǹkan. The North tí gbogbo àjọ wà nínú ẹ̀, they are going to drag us back. And when we look at all these, everybody ṣe dé fìlà mi sí, everybody yẹn sọ̀rọ̀, well read, very very intelligent. But the problem is, tí kò tí yà wọ́n ni pé inú Nàìjíríà tí gbogbo àjọ wà yìí, ó ń delay advancement àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, ó dùn padà sẹ́yìn. Because at the end of the day, tábà wò lọ wò bọ̀ nísìn, yes, bí èèyàn 5,000 á máa jẹ lára òun nìkan, èèyàn ká pé Fáyẹmí ọmọ kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mẹ́ẹ̀ bá wọn kankan. Kí ló máa ṣe? Á send 1 million sẹ́ni yẹn. Kí ló máa ṣe? Á send 100,000 síbẹ̀ yẹn. But in reality, àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ understand pé kí gbogbo aká padà sílé ká lè wà lójú kan, kí a lè jọ ṣe kí ni, ká lè develop ilẹ̀ wa, àfi máa rí smelly places when the world are talking about superpower and defending their own territory. Ẹgbọ́n sókè, Mr. Ewa.
Ṣé jàre ẹ̀dẹ̀ bá wa kí bàbá Ìgbòho. Ó wọ́n ga gbọ́ lọ́jọ́ yẹn, ó kọjá sí ẹ̀mọ́ kí egungun máa kú lọ, ó wá rí atẹ́gùn púpọ̀ fẹ́ sí lára gbà yìí. Ó ní Ìgbòho, ó lóhun Ìgbòho yẹn bó ṣe rí sí wa lára nìyẹn, ẹ bá wa kí gan. Nípa ti Nàìjíríà ò lè kò ká nídìí Nàìjíríà mọ́ ní ìgbésí ayé wa. Ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ nídìí Nàìjíríà mọ́. Mo ti fọ́wọ́n èèyàn ní little example nígbà tí Tinubu gbogbo yìí. Èèyàn tí ò bá understand bí Nàìjíríà gangan ni problem ìgbésí ayé wa. Kò kí ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ òyìnbó mọ́ sí. Nàìjíríà gangan ẹgbẹ́ wà tọ́ wa yẹn pẹ̀lú system bá nìyẹn. Ó tó ní problem ìgbésí ayé wa. The best ni ká kó mẹ́. Tẹ bá wo student loan ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu fáwọn èèyàn yẹn, which is very good. Ọ̀gẹ́ bá wo kẹ́yìn gan bá wo ní South West jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ student loan lánìdí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ní ilẹ̀ Igbo ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ student loan náà nídìí ṣé ò ní problem wọn. But because bá ṣe wà Nàìjíríà yẹn, oúnjẹ ká máa ṣe nǹkan bí nǹkan ọlọ́kùn. Ó bá yẹ pé àsí Nàìjíríà, student loan kan ní problem wa nǹkan míì ní Yorùbá nation máa dà ìbàdàn. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn sì ń lọ, òyìnbó ń wá ilẹ̀ lọ sí space. Wọ́n ń wá ilẹ̀ lọ sí space láyé òde ìní. Àwa sì wà ní oko pé a sì ń sọ bandit, a sì ń sọ rehabilitation of bandit. Ayé ìgbà wo la fẹ́ dúró dé? Ayé move on. Àwa sì wà lóko ẹ̀yìn. Kílẹ̀ ló fà á? Kò kí ń ṣe àwa ọmọ èèyàn yẹn. But Nàìjíríà bá wà Nàìjíríà yẹn gangan, ó ní problem ìgbésí ayé wa, ó ní problem Yorùbá, ó ní problem Igbo, ó ní problem Hausa, ó ní problem Fulani. Nàìjíríà yẹn gangan ní problem wa. Anybody any individual bó bá sọ pé ká continue Nàìjíríà ẹ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn tó gba olè ni wọn. Ẹ ní láti bá a jù ẹ bá ìyàwó bá ti sọ báyìí ẹ kò wo ìgbésí ayé ẹ wo ibi tó ti ń bọ̀ ní ìgbésí ayé ẹ wo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ wo bó ṣe wà ẹ máa ti mọ̀ pé àwọn onígbò Nàìjíríà ò ní kankan fún wa ó ti tán Nàìjíríà ti tán àti experiment ètò ó ti tó. Kò ṣe kó yí atmosphere yẹn fún gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó bá fẹ́ kúrò Nàìjíríà kó sílẹ̀ because kó bá kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ni ibo ló fẹ́ fi wá sí kó bá kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ibo ló fẹ́ fi wá sí. So the best thing kó lè fún wa ogún kó lè fún Yorùbá la lè má dàbí ẹ̀ ó kó sílẹ̀ ká lọ. Open it up. Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wà, mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá wa tí ẹ ti pè síwájú. Fún ẹni tó bá sì pépè náà, àsìkò sì ń bẹ láti fi bá wa dá sí i. Yẹ̀rìmà ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ lọ náà ni mo fi mú átíkù ìjáde. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá sì pépè, àsìkò ń bẹ láti fi pè wọlé. Yẹ̀rìmà lọ bá Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu. Ó ń sọ fún Tinubu pé a gbọ́dọ̀ dialogue pẹ̀lú àwọn bandits bí Yar'Adua ṣe dialogue pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Niger Delta. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń bẹ níbẹ̀ ju pé kó dialogue pẹ̀lú wọn. Kódà fídíò ẹ wà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀rí bọ̀ à ń bọ̀ torí pé àwọn tó sì fi pè wọlé a sì máa gbọ́n tí Fáyẹmí fẹ́ sọ nínú Àjàòkúta concession òun náà ti jẹ́ tiẹ̀ orúkọ arúkúrísì ti mẹ́nu múlẹ̀ wọ́n á tún fẹ́ lòmíì jáde as minister of steel and whatever orúkọ arúkú ṣe ń ṣe tiẹ̀ wọ́n ń jẹ wọ́n lọ náà ni but bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan kó tó di pé mo bá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Táíwò sọ̀rọ̀ pé tó bá yẹ pé Fáyẹmí ń bẹ pẹ̀lú wa ni gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó níyẹn akúkú wà ló lọ́dọ̀ tiwa but irọ́ àwọn kan fi jẹ́ pé àwọn nìkan ọ̀rọ̀ Kogi la ṣe ń sọ àìtí dekiti ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Táíwò.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ brọ́dà mi ẹ kú ètò.
Àwa ni ẹ.
Ẹ kú ètò ọlọ́run àrùn gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho wọn ni mo fẹ́ dá sí àdúgbò ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá Tinubu. First of all kí n tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ olóyè lọ àti sọ fún bàbá Tinubu tẹ́lẹ̀ kò sí bí wọ́n ṣe lè tún Nàìjíríà ṣe. Nàìjíríà ti kọjá ó ti bàjẹ́ kọjá repair. Detroit tó wà ní Nàìjíríà kò sí ìfẹ́ mọ́ láàrin ẹ̀yà tó wà ní Nàìjíríà. Kò sí relationship kan láti fi pera wa ní the same country mọ́. Igbo kò láìkì Yorùbá, Yorùbá kò láìkì Haúsá, Haúsá ò láìkì Igbo, Haúsá ò láìkì Yorùbá, Igbo náà ò láìkì Haúsá. Kò sí ìfẹ́ mọ́ láàrin wa as a whole country. So there is no way we can force ourselves. Tí bàbá bá ń gbìyànjú láti tún Nàìjíríà ṣe, we are dealing with the ignorant people who don't care but know how to forfeit everything. Tí bàbá yẹn bá fi 80 years tún Nàìjíríà ṣe pé 30 years ni Haúsá máa fi bàjẹ́, Haúsá Fúlàní máa fi fọ́ ayé Nàìjíríà láì ní solution. Bàbá Tinubu appoint gbogbo àwọn chief security ọjọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tí after 8 years gbogbo wọn náà máa gbáyọ at the end of the day ọmọ Yorùbá máa padà tó kó ẹrú. A máa tó wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti from beginning. Bàbá Tinubu lè ní ambition tó dáa fún ìran Nàìjíríà ṣùgbọ́n títorí wípé àgùntàn tó bá ajáre máa jẹ ìgbẹ́. Àwọn tí à ń bá rìn ignorant ni wọ́n, they don't understand to repair or to fix. They only train to be destroyed. Nǹkan tó máa ń ṣe nìyẹn wọ́n mọ̀ láti destroy. This is why Nigeria cannot be fixed. If you put all your effort into Nigeria, you are only deceiving yourself. Thank God, bó ti ń ṣe sáwọn olórí báyìí, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe sáwọn olórí ẹ̀sìn. Thank God, they are be able to witness exactly what we are talking about. Nígbà tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ fún wọn ní last 2 years, láti 2020, pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣe ẹyọ kan. Káàbọ̀ Fúlàní máa wọnú chọ́ọ̀chì tó máa lọ pààyàn. Tí wọ́n máa lọ gbé àfáà, bá gbéyàwó àfáà. Tí àwọn kan rò pé ìjà ẹ̀sìn ni, wọ́n ti rí pé kì í ṣe ìjà ẹ̀sìn báyìí, wọ́n lè gbé anybody anytime. Nigeria is not one. Tí bàbá Tinubu bá ń fix Nigeria, Igbo lè jẹ́ níbi tí bàbá Tinubu káwọn máa da presidency àrùn. Hausa lè jẹ́ kíní. Ṣé àwa Yorùbá tó ń tẹ́sí kan palẹ́ bìdè? Ṣé àwa gọ̀ ni? Wọ́n ní pàálẹ̀ kìíní, pàálẹ̀ kejì, pàálẹ̀ kẹta. Bójú Yorùbá ṣe pé ó máa wá wùwù bàràbàràbàrà. Wọ́n pa ọmọ Yorùbá everyday, and we are still waiting for Tinubu to come all the way to come and defend us. These people don't care. Wọ́n kíyè nípa tara wọn torí tó bá ti kàn wọ́n nìkan náà máa ń kíyè. Tí ò bá ti kàn wọ́n, kò hàn kíyè lórí ẹ̀. Àwa la ní right àti dìde fúnra wa. Ọlọ́run gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́ ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run. Yorùbá nation nìkan òun ní ọ̀nà fún ọmọ Yorùbá. Kò sí anywhere ní across the country, across the world. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń jìyà. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń pa. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló fẹ́ jápa. Tí wọ́n ṣubú sínú odò. Tí wọ́n kú. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ni ọmọ Hausa ò kì í travel o. Ọmọ Fúlàní ò kì í travel. Láíláí wọn kì í kọjá Kano ní UK. Tó bá dẹ̀ máa bọ̀ wọ́n lọ enjoy ni. Ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá ni wàá máa sọ bí wàá ṣe ríṣẹ́, bí wàá ṣe bọ́ ìyá ẹ̀, bí wàá ṣe bọ́ bàbá ẹ̀, bí wàá ṣe gbé ẹ̀gbọ́n àbá àbúrò. That is how we as our culture. But there they don't have a culture. They don't take care of their parents. This is why people feel strong. Àwọn là ń struggle, àwọn là ń kọ̀gbẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn òyìnbó náà kan wá kọ̀gbẹ́ àwọn arúgbó tiwa. Tá a bá gba òmìnira tiwa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, Hausa òyìnbó máa wá kọ̀gbẹ́ tiwa bíbí. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ hóòmù àbí àwọn oníjìrí gúrùpù tẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ hóòmù jọ. Iṣẹ́ hóòmù ni gbogbo yín ṣe. Tẹ̀ kó gba onígbẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá kọ̀gbẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà kan wá kọ̀gbẹ́ arúgbó yín. Ọlọ́run yìí lọ́wọ́ ìgbà pé
Thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo quite a lot in the last few more before we wind down. I've just picked up I might do another program lórí Asaridokubo. Ìjà lè classify Asaridokubo as a machinery just like Wangan and Wangan Group, Wagner Group, not Wagner. Because Asaridokubo sọ pé Buhari ló áyà òun láti fi jà pẹ̀lú àwọn terrorist tó ń disturb Abuja Kaduna. Ìjà lè sọ pé mo kí bàbá Moses Ọláníran, mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi lórí MixLR, mo kí yín. Àkílódé tí mo rí messages yìí, níbo ni messages yìí wà? Àbí I started. So where is all my relative messages to Daddy? Strange. I can't see message. That's strange. More power on show already makes a laugh. Yeah, I started it. Message. That is strange. All right, I'm sure they're there, but I can't read their messages. So, ṣé a lè classify pé Asaridokubo is like the Wagner Group tí government in hire as a machinery? Ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ yẹ ká padà sórí ẹlẹ́rìnmúkẹ́lẹ́ yìí. Koiki, you can also compare Asaridokubo to the Sudanese Janjaweed or Boko Haram who fight for personal interest. They are not war machineries. Thank you so much to Links. Mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí àtẹ̀yìntẹ̀ wà lórí Instagram and every part of it. Mo mọ̀ pé wà lórí MixLR, but I can't see the comment.
What we have succeeded in doing with the renegotiated contract.
He was the Minister of Solid Minerals and Development, Kayode Fayemi, Labe. Yes, thank you so much. Just recently say yes, correct. Asaridokubo, Tompolo, ISWAP, and almost as similar as the Wagner Group. They are non-governmental actors. Okay. For that. And thank you so much for those of you on the Twitter space. I do know you are there as well. I think we have about 3 listeners. Thank you. So if you want to comment, you can send a message. I will let you in. We still have about the next 15 minutes before we go.
Just take back Agile Putter's steel plans. The priority of this government and the focus of the president when he campaigned to Nigerians was that we were going to resuscitate Ajaokuta still.
But you did not. Fayemi, you don't know Panisi. Because you have now left after 8 years. Otutu lap, tom-tom. Àbí bom-bom. De làwọn ará Africa máa pè bom-bom. Otutu ńlá ice cream. Wàá tún lobby nísìn. Tinubu wàá tún fún another ministerial post. Wàá kàn tún ṣe 4 years. Ẹ̀ tún expire. Why do we have to keep going like this back and forth? Mo kí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ mi lékè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà. Mo kí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ GR1 Solution Group. Mo kí Ìgbòwòdè. Mo kí akọni ọmọ aládé ọmọ ọlúàbí. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Global Directorate. Asari Dokubo is now a machinery because he gets paid to provide security. Okay. So, Fẹ́mi, ṣe ọ̀nà pẹ̀ doctor, èmi ò lè pẹ̀ doctor, I'm sorry gan. Ìbá pẹ̀ doctor mo fẹ́ pọ́n ẹ lé ni. Intanṣe sọ pé Nàìjíríà kàn ń lo gbogbo àwọn eléyìí. Ṣé rántí pé dádì wa yẹn sọ? They just bring them together, give Fayemi position, he shut up his mouth. Fayemi nísìnyí ò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá as a country, as a sovereign nation, but ó dé fìlà báyìí nísìnyí bí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀. Torí tá bá lọ wo íméjì bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀, gbogbo ìgbà tá bá ń rí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀, à máa rí pé bàbá yẹn ó ní bó ṣe máa ń dé fìlẹ̀ ní gẹ́gẹ́rẹ́. Fìlà yẹn náà ni wọ́n fi ń tọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá táwọn èèyàn fi ń rí wọn bí èèyàn. Bọ̀wọ̀ kì í ṣe èèyàn nítorí pé ó ní ìjọba ti Buhari tó ṣe tọ́rìn ó náà máa revive Àjàòkúta tá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí láti bàtà tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Kogi state but Àjàòkúta bí Fáyẹmí nísì ó abandon ministerial position ẹ̀ ó tún sáré olè tó fẹ́ jẹ ṣá ẹ mọ̀ ó ń ṣe minister but ojú ẹ̀ ṣì wà nínú Èkìtì ó ṣàṣì ní kankan tó fẹ́ yọ níbẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ti lọ yọ tójú ẹ̀ níbẹ̀ nísì ó ti ṣe gómìnà tó báyìí nísì ó ti jẹ tó máa jẹ níbẹ̀. Láàárín ẹ̀ wọ́n wọ̀ mí báyìí o gbogbo àwọn criminal tó jẹ́ surroundings ẹ̀ àwọn sàwáwù ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ lára ẹ̀ bóyá lọ tó 1 million people torí pé àwọn ará Èkìtì ò rí kankan jẹ lára ẹ̀ torí tá a bá lọ wo Èkìtì nísìn lẹ́yìn Kogi ṣèbí Èkìtì lẹ́yìn kó kàn àbí èwo ló súnmọ́ Kogi àti Ondo kí lè mọ ìlú tá a lọ lẹ́yìn kan tó bá máa fi di Friday a máa parí iṣẹ́ Èkìtì ṣé Ondo ló súnmọ́ àbẹ́kìtì lẹ́yìn Kogi torí pé tẹ́ bá lọ wo Èkìtì nísìn tí arákùnrin ti jáde ẹ rí pé Èkìtì ni ó dá so Èkìtì là ń bọ̀ so Fáyẹmí mo ó pé o ò jalè dáadáa torí pé gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa tú síta níwọ̀n bàtà bá rí lórí social media according to Google tá bá wo lọ wò ó bọ̀ nísìn ẹ rí pé it's the same thing they are doing wọ́n kàn fi gbogbo atayọ̀ ní ìyẹn la ṣe sọ pé ẹ̀yin olóṣèlú yìí Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ń support ẹ̀yin nìkan ló ń favour kò favour aráàlú because he was a governor kátẹ̀ sọ pé kò rí ṣe ní gọ́vnà bọ̀ nígbà tó fi ṣe mínísítà ẹ̀gbọ́n tó sọ níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn.
Still planned and we've been locked down in this endless arbitration for the last 8 years.
Now if there's arbitration kidney corporation bí àṣà administration manipulation ṣe jẹ́ ká abandon project Nigeria yìí let's abandon it because ó ń fa gbogbo wa sẹ́yìn. À ń ṣọmọ kékeré mọ́ Fáyẹmí ìwọ̀gùn tá a bá lọ wo age ẹnísì àti máa lọ sí bí almost close to ó ti lè pé 60 so you are probably about 50 something èmi náà 40 something so at the end of the day ṣàfihàn máa fi Nàìjíríà máa fi practice ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi grandma comfort lẹ́yìn Kogi Èkìtì là ń lọ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Èkìtì ẹ máa gbáradì fún mi. So ṣé wọ́n wá fẹ́ fi Nàìjíríà máa fi máa ṣe tayíntayín torí nísìn ṣe rí pé ojú ò jáde gangan nínú kámẹ́rà yìí nísìn ó ti fi gáàsì tó ti fi bojú. Ó lọ ṣe Èkìtì governor ó ṣe minister ó rí àṣeyọrí kankan ṣe nínú méjèèjì tó ṣe and at the end of the day nísìn wọ́n bó ṣe tóbi bí ẹrù olè bí búrẹ́dì tọ́jú sómi these are all criminals ẹni tó fi pé àwọn ò lè continue báyìí bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ̀ ó dàgbà jù mí lọ lóòótọ́ bọ̀ nínú ìrìn àjò táwa gbé dání ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yé ni ìran Yorùbá máa bọ́ pẹ̀lẹ́yìn olórí burúkú kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ̀ because you are all born bastard tẹ bá mọ̀ pé Haúsá fún yín ní problem ẹ sọ fún Tinubu nísìn Tinubu ló wà lórí oyè nísìn ẹ sọ fún pé kí ìran Yorùbá kó bọ́ we don't even want anything called restructuring we want a full sovereignty kájọ wa máa tayò nínú politics tàfẹ́ máa ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kájọ wa máa gbà sí fúnra wa níbẹ̀ torí pé nísìn abẹ́ ìjọba Buhari ló sápamọ́ sí ó kúrò níbẹ̀ ó lọ ṣe gómìnà ó tútù pọ́lẹ̀ nísìn ó tútù padà nísìn and at the end of the day ó nílé ní Àbújá ó nílé ní kò dẹ̀ ní gbé lẹ́kìtì bó ṣe wà olórí burúkú ẹ̀ àti ọ̀pẹ kò gbé lẹ́kìtì mo kí ẹ sí vago tá a bá wo lọ wò ó bọ̀ Fáyẹmí ò gbé lẹ́kìtì ẹ fún mi ní evidence ẹ̀yin ọmọ Èkìtì pé ó ń gbé nílùú Èkìtì o lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ṣe gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tán they don't live there so the only place to enjoy òun náà ni government house because lẹ́yìn government house kò fẹ́ gbé nínú Èkìtì because kò rí Èkìtì as ibi tó yẹ kó gbé ẹ wo bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ bàbá yẹn padà sí bẹ́ẹ̀zẹ̀ nígbà tó ṣèjọba whatever tó ń ṣe tó níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn but àwọn ilé yìí nísìn ẹ wò wọn àti bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ nísìn bí yàn bá rí nísìn ìyá ní àwọn product of bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ lórí burúkú bombasta gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé ta ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ pé Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ a ní ká bọ́lẹ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà yìí Nàìjíríà ò gbé wá ó wá ní o fẹ́ fi ó wá ní àwà nínú arbitratory àṣẹ ní sí nínú arbitratory nígbà tó yẹ kó lórí burúkú Buhari tí wọ́n bá ṣiṣẹ́ ṣèdí Buhari ló destroy ìjọba Ṣéhù Ṣàgàrí tó fi make sure pé wọn ò rí àjàkúta ṣe ìwọ wá fẹ́ wá fix ìtí Buhari olórí burúkú ti bàjẹ́ Mr Moses tẹ̀m̀bí mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé báwo ni Buhari according to bá ṣe gbọ́ wọ́n ní private jet Dangote ló gbé Buhari wọ London bọ́ bí ṣe sọ fún yín ní àná mo ní ta bá ṣé àárọ̀ yìí ni mo sọ ta bá gbọ́ pé Buhari kú pẹ́rẹ́ that means pé wọ́n ti parí iṣẹ́ yẹn nìyẹn ẹ bá ń kí girama dáadáa ṣàlàfíà lọ́wọ́ ìyá wa Gbémilékè mọ́mí wa bọ́sẹ̀ dé mú kí yín so ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá pé wọ́n kò mọ̀ fi yín ṣe game kan wà tá a máa ń play nígbà tí mo wà ní Lagos Island try your luck tí wọ́n tún bá ti ń bọ̀ báyìí ló máa lọ máa play try your luck tó ó lè jẹ nothing nítorí pé àwọn tó ṣe géèmù yẹn wọ́n ti sọ fún àwọn tó ṣe níbi tó ti ṣe pé ẹ̀mí tó bá dẹ̀ máa jẹ nígbà míì náà ok yẹ́lẹ̀ nǹkan ṣá ta ló play game yẹn try your luck so what they are doing is wọ́n kàn fi wá ṣe game ó ní òkè Nàìjíríà wà nínú arbitratory whatever for 8 years ìyẹn ló wá nọ́ọ̀sì títí I don't get it.
Preventing that particular promise that the president made to Nigeria.
So nígbà tẹ́ mọ̀ yẹn why then are you still part of that government? So arbitrary tó ń sọ yẹn òun ni kéèsì kan tán àti sọ nínú ẹ̀jẹ̀bá tẹ máa miss ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí tí mo fi ṣàjà òkúta gbọ́ngàn àlè padà sẹ́yìn à ń lọ síwájú ni. Kéèsì yẹn olè olórí burúkú tí mo ní yẹn wá látògùn state lórí àpáàná ni mò ń sọ yẹn. Kìnní kan Àgbẹ̀tì Ọlálẹ́kan Àgbẹ̀tì they are all criminals. Ní tí gbogbo wọn ṣe ni pé mo kí ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ jàre Azeez ní Miami. Ní tí gbogbo wọn ṣe ni pé wọ́n fi platform Nàìjíríà wọ́n fi enrich ara wọn. Now òun sọ pé for 8 years à ń fa kéèsì kan pẹ̀lú Mokindade Wafal à ń fa kéèsì pẹ̀lú gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì àbí àwọn company kan torí pé wọ́n gbé Nàìjíríà lọ sí court ní UK kó tó di pé ó dà pé wọ́n ní ọ̀sán $495 million. The question then is ìwọ tó wà ní Kogi state sórí pé wọ́n kàn fi ayé ẹ̀ wọ́n fi ń play kite 3 million ní Kogi state 21 local government ẹ lè rí àṣeyọrí ṣe níbẹ̀ tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ campaign fún Tinubu ní Kogi tó bá ṣì ń gbé nílé face me I face you after 4 years a jẹ́ pé mo tẹ̀ mọ́ tí mo fẹ́ sọ.
Nigerians should come to fruition and with all of our best efforts, legal, political, we clearly came to the conclusion that there was no other way we could have accomplished that without giving something that would enable us to do so. Don't forget, this was a contract that was revoked and there was clearly a breach on the part of the Nigerian government when it revoked the contract.
That is why we say it's a shithole country. So gbogbo ẹ ló mọ̀ ló ń sọ ìbò tó tó yìí ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tẹ́tí pé ìjẹ́ sáré return and course kan tarí oyè gbọ́n sókè torí àsìkò wa ti ń súnmọ́ díẹ̀ a lè fi kọjá 3 hours in nutshell. Hello caller.
lórí sà mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí president Fọlámi Dùgbò àti ìyàwó méjì.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè ẹni right.
Àwọn méjì ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
À ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Èkíní ni pé ẹjọ́ tó lọ́wọ́ bàbá Tinubu òun lè gbìyànjú gẹ́gẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ bí àwọn tó aṣíwájú náà wọ́n yé sọ náà. Ohun tó bá ṣe é lẹ̀ náà àwọn Hausa ìtọ́ bá débẹ̀ wá fún gbogbo ẹ̀ka. The best thing àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá ó yẹ ká máa pè wọ́n sí kó bá lọ bàbá kó kó àpò òun gbogbo wa náà.
Ìyẹn náà mo ṣe sọ pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ewu àwọn bá wa.
Gbogbo ọ̀nà tá a bá mọ̀ táwa ọ̀dọ́ bá lè mọ̀ ọ̀nà tá a bá mọ̀ ipa bá lè gbà. Àbẹ̀tẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́ rẹ̀ bá ṣe wà lóko tó tẹ́ lọ́rùn. Gbogbo ọ̀nà tó ọ̀dọ́ bá lè mọ̀ tó lè bá bàbá yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kó àpò òun kíní. Kò sí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìjẹ́ parọ́ fún yín
tí bàbá ẹ bá kú òun bẹ̀ ìyá tó máa jẹ ọmọ Yorùbá máa pọ̀ kọjá bó ṣe yẹ. Wàhálà ìwọ́n kan máa wọlé máa gbú wa ni. Olójú kúrò àpèpè wọn ò ní bí lọ wọn ò lọ́wájú wọn ò lọ ẹ̀yìn wọn ò tẹ̀jẹ́ kí Yorùbá wọn ò dé ká mú fẹ́ra. Òjò pọ̀ tí àwọn Yorùbá ní wọn ò ajẹ́ wọn ò dé ká níbi tí lò. Afẹ́ làwọn ìwà àti lò. Kí bàbá ẹ kó tó wá kó ojú ẹ̀ kó máa lọ tó ká máa lọ títí wá. Ìyẹn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ́rí tí onítìrí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Tí onítìrí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Ó ṣe ibi tó ẹjọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má báyà pé mẹ́ta o ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bàbá olóyè Sọ́dẹ̀gbò àti bàbá Akíndóyè pàtàkì. Ṣẹ́rí tí onítìrí tó bá jẹ́ pé àwẹ̀ àtàdúrà ló máa gbà fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Oṣù kan tí àwẹ̀ àtàdúrà lè ṣe ó lọ bá wíìsì wúmọ̀ ẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe wíìsì ìrìn àjò orí ó ṣe sọ pé òun jà fún ilé ọmọ Yorùbá ó jà fún àwọn Yorùbá ẹ̀tọ́ ó jà fún ọ̀dọ́ ó ń jà fún àpárá ẹni àwọn olóṣèlú lò ká gbàwé àtàdúrà kó lọ kó bá pàjá oṣù kan táwé àdáàrà ṣe kó lọ kó bá ayé kó lọ bá gbogbo olórí yẹpẹ. Because n tó dálẹ̀ kọ ẹ̀ dálẹ̀ ọjọ́ kìíní àná ọkọ ẹ̀ náà jẹ́ káwọ́ rọ̀ wọlé lórí àwọn tó fún fún àwọn ká pẹ̀lú Fáṣọjọ́ tó jẹ́ káwọ́ rọ̀ wọlé. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ náà ó tún wá fa ìrìn àjò ayé wa jẹ́ ó tún wá fa ìrìn àjò ayé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ pé ìrìn àjò ayé wa. Tó bá jẹ́ àwọn àtàdúrà láwọn tó máa gbà tó bá jẹ́ àwọn àmì táìmù ẹ̀ka gbà wẹ̀ ó lọ kó mú kúrò lórí yẹ̀pẹ̀. Òkè tó bá jẹ́ kí òun gbélé ayé òun má gbàdúrà kó lọ kó mú kúrò ní. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ti kọjá pé ká máa fi ṣeré mọ́. Bàbá Akíndóyè àti Sọ́dẹ̀gbò ẹgbẹ́ bá tọrọ ó ṣe takuntakun gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó ṣe. Gbogbo ẹni tó ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tó bá jẹ́ kó àwọn fọwọ́ tó ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n fi dáadáa nù. Ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run kò kọ́ bá gbẹ̀mí wọn. Ẹjọ́ bá kí wọn àti bàbá wọn kó ṣe takuntakun ẹ ṣeun gan.
Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa káàkiri ibi tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa tí ẹ ti ń wò wá. Ẹ yà tún pé kọ́ọ̀kan bíi méjì tó kù. Mo kí every single one of us. We were very good with time. We are just 12 minutes before the end of the program. Tàbá rí àwọn méjì tó pè yẹn, I'll get through sí wọn. Fáyẹmí òyìnbó tó ń sọ yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Ó máa waste time wa. Yẹ̀rímà ó ní kí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ìyẹn òṣè kọ́ni yẹn mo ti fi áńgẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Ó yá ẹgbọ́n sókè yà ń gbọ́ yín. Ẹ bá ṣe ní kíákíá.
Sà nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ kọ́kọ́ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni mo fẹ́ sọ.
Ilẹ̀ máa sọ ìtọ́rẹ̀ nípa ti sọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀. So ìtẹ́ bá ṣe ń sọ nǹkan mi máa change background ẹ̀ based níta bá ń sọ. Ó yá mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ok, alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé èmi ti máa fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Netherlands máa fi mú ọ̀rọ̀.
Netherlands ó dà mo gbọ́ yín sà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, yóò tẹ́lẹ̀ fi jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé mo gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ fún 10 years tó wá sí.
Ok.
Tí ó láàyè tó bá fún yín níwèé pé kẹ́ gbé nílùú àwọn resident. Fọ́ọ̀sì tó máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe ni pé ẹ máa kọ́ lọ ṣe integrated course for 1 year.
Okay.
Because they've given you a paper to live in their country, then they will teach you how to live in the society. Then, but the Great Britain, the small Britain, won't integrate gbogbo wa as a country, but they don't integrate us.
Tó bá fẹ́ gbàwé má bínú tó bá fẹ́ gbàwé nìkan ló máa ní kó lọ ṣe life in UK, which is different from ìtẹ́yìn sọ odidi ọdún kan ni máa lọ fi ṣe ní Belgium. Mo gbádùn yín ọ̀rọ̀ yín dẹ̀ sọ.
Ní Holland ni o.
Holland, sorry, yes.
Then, so Britain wọ́n kó gbogbo wa pọ̀ fún integrate wa, wọ́n kọ̀ kó wa pọ̀ fún sọ wá di ìlú. Bàbá Tọ́ládé ní ilé sọ ó ní we are having the problem of clash of culture. Ṣé fún bàbá yẹn mọ̀kàn tí wọ́n sọ? So nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ fàyọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ẹ pọ́sì kankan pé Dutch king ó sọ pé àwọn sọ́ọ̀rì fún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So this is the problem we are facing in Nigeria. Tí ìlú Yorùbá ti pín ìta ń lọ, that's number one. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, àwọn bàbá wa àti chief gbogbo wọn fún wọn ṣe máa bá àwọn Biafra sọ̀rọ̀. Tá a bá jọ ìbò, ìyá máa jẹ wá. Ìyá máa jẹ wá. Nǹkan tó kàn ń dùn mí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àtàwọn táwa ní diaspora àtàwọn tó wà ní they have no future. Because tèmi bá bímọ nísìnyí àwọn ọmọ mi 4th 5th generation ìbò náà fẹ́ fọ́ bá a padà sí fún ọmọ mi tó ti wá mọ́. So tó wá ní kí ni ìwúrí gbogbo wa sí ìwúrí ń bẹ o. So ọlọ́run bá mi dúró ti Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. Fún nǹkan tí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni fún nǹkan tí ìjọba mùjẹ̀mùjẹ̀ bàjẹ́ nínú wọn ọlọ́run òun ló máa lè sọ fún wọn ọlọ́run nìkan ló máa sọ fún
That's my point.
Thank you so much, and that is a very great one as well. Moki Eyitikwe. Mo ní the last video tí mo fẹ́ Yerima ẹjagbọn tó sọ ní bíbá. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Oda mo ń bọ̀ mọ́mí wa grandma comfort mo ti rí pé iná fẹ́ wọlé ìyá àkọ́kọ́ lọ lọ Amẹ́ríkà náà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Hello caller, èwo lẹ fẹ́ bá wa dá sínú gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tá ti kà kalẹ̀ yìí láti Kogi lọ sí Múlù láti lọ sí Múlù lọ sí China ẹ̀yà ẹ̀gbọ́n òsókè à ń gbọ́ yín sà àbí má dẹ̀ ni.
Mr. is a man.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n òsókè sà.
Mr. Kogi.
Sà.
Ẹ káàsán.
Èmi ni ẹ sà.
Nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ lórí Yerima ó jẹ́ ìkan nínú àwọn jẹ́ pé àwọn leader Muslim náà tó jẹ́ pé ó support ethnic cleanser.
Okay.
Ó support àwọn láti máa pa àwọn
Christians.
Kì í ṣe Christian nìkan gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà. Ó jẹ́ ìkan lára wọn torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe jáde ó kì í pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó wà ń tàn sí ó máa strict mọ́ láti fight against Boko Haram. So Yerima tẹ́rí ẹ kì í ṣòro nìkan ló máa jáde o ẹ sì máa rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lára wọn tó sì máa jáde tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ pé kàn ṣe negotiation because wọ́n mọ̀ pé nísìnyí kò sí Buhari bẹ̀ mọ́ because Buhari ó rò máa sí wọn wọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí ó máa ní a little bit of art pé nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn ò dáa. So ó ti rí yẹn wọ́n máa jáde ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan náà máa jáde kí sóòrì kan wọ́n sì àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n support àwọn tó ń terrorize ìlú yìí tó ń terrorize ìlú Nàìjíríà wọ́n máa jáde ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n máa jáde ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan nǹkan tí nǹkan fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bí a kà kọ̀ play ká tó gba the next call.
Which is it for you, Dr. Obadiah? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big answer.
Kó tó make revelation yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ agbọ́n tí ìyàwó fi bá wa sọ torí pé Dr. Late Malapia ó fi ń tó wa létí pé àbí Yerima ni gómìnà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nípa ẹni tí Yerima wa ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún pé kí Bọ́lá Tinubu kó temper justice torí pé ignorance àti poverty òun ló ń fa àwọn tí wọ́n ń pè ní bandit. Mọ́mí wa grandma ẹ ti wà lórí ètò koikimedia ẹgbọ́n sókè mà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ gan-an ni ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Thank you so much.
Contribution tèmi máa lọ báyìí. Torí mo ti ń listen látàárọ̀. Tinubu kò lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe ó máa try o bẹ́ẹ̀ kò lè rí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà kò lè rí ṣe torí pé ìlú yẹn ti bàjẹ́ ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ and àwọn Fúlàní wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó rí ṣe ṣáàrí bí àwọn terrorists ti ṣe ń strike báyìí it will be getting worse tí òun bá dẹ̀ ní pé kò ń ṣe policy to attack them or to subdue them òun ni àwọn eléyìí tí ń gbé mú sókè báyìí pé he have to dialogue with them wọn ò ní bá they won't cooperate with Tinubu and it's going to be a terrible thing nílùú yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí Malaysia ti sọ ìyẹn one àwọn yẹn sọwọ́ two àwọn leader wa especially the Yorubas àwọn ni the major destroyer of Nigeria. Or Yoruba land. Torí wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò lè work from a very long time. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mú láti ìgbà Ṣàgàrí. Ìlú yẹn ló ti bàjẹ́ tó dẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́ sí gradually up to today. Tí ò sí development ní anywhere in that country, especially in Yoruba land. Àwọn èèyàn wa mọ̀. The Yorubas, the elite, they know and they are still backing them torí nǹkan tó fẹ́ jẹ. Òun ló ń ṣe wọ́n. Ìyẹn 2. 3. Ṣẹ́rí tó bá possible, I'm not too sure. Pé Tinubu lè wíwúwé ẹ̀ throughout these 4 years. Ṣẹ́rí tí Hausa Fulani bá bọ́ síbẹ̀, ó yàyà, it will be terrible. Terrible. Ó máa serious gan. Torí nǹkan tó máa fi Yorùbá ṣe the southern and the sheep. Kékeré lélẹ̀ àti rí nǹkan kan. Ó máa terrible gan. So àwọn nǹkan mẹ́ta yẹn kà mú dání. And Tinubu himself wọ́n pé tó ń bá lè kúrò tó bá possible which I'm not too sure of. Torí ẹ̀ tí ẹ̀gàn ò gbé nǹkan tó ń ṣe he is just struggling. Pé ó máa worst. Ó máa worst. Ṣé wọ́n lébi ń pa wọ́n? Fúlàní ń pa wọ́n kékeré láì rí yọ. It's just the prep. So ìyẹn ti àwọn yẹn. Ṣé rí ẹjọ́ ẹni kí bàbá jáde kan sọ̀rọ̀ not Ìgbòho because people are saying bàbá ní Ìgbòho ṣùgbọ́n kan fi Ìgbòho sílẹ̀. Ṣé rí dídákẹ́ tí Ìgbòho ń dákẹ́ ó ń fún àwọn kan ní pain. He's giving the only to risk pain which is okay. Kí Ìgbòho má jáde bàbá kó wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa nǹkan tí onítìrí group tó ń ṣe especially that stupid audio tí ìyá Kogi ṣe. Pé àwọn Yorùbá movement under the leadership of Professor Banji Akintoye has nothing to do with onítìrí fashion. Wọ́n dey plan any attack on the government. Pé so àwọn old media wa kọ́ máa lọ attack wọn o because they have nothing to do with whatever the evil the onítìrí plan. Because they are evil, how many people don't follow onítìrí tó kàn halẹ̀ tó ń ṣe rádaràda? Nobody follows except Ìjìnlẹ̀ Àìwálé and few of them. And quite a lot of them náà ti padà lẹ́yìn o. They can't even wọn lè báàkì ara wọn jọ to take over one local government. So what's their problem?
Ìjìnlẹ̀ gan ti lè gba local government ọ̀bídà.
Gbogbo wọn paríparí wọn lè gba local government kan. They can't fight to overtake a local government. Not talking about one state ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. So what is Onítìrí's problem? Tí ò lọ wá bí jókòó sí. And we need to really deal with her. Bí èpè bí àṣẹ a gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fún woman yìí o. Bí èpè àti àṣẹ a gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún. Ìkan máa bà nú ẹ̀. And the last one possibly kan gba lawyer standby lawyer fún àwọn home based media very important. So Olúwa ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Thank you for the good work.
Thank you so much. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn commentators wa torí pé gbogbo yín ni commentator tèmi ni kémi presenter ẹ̀yin ni pé kẹ́ digester kẹ́ fi làákàyè gbé kalẹ̀ ẹ rí pé gbogbo bí àwa ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń kọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá jáde tí gbogbo wọn tí wọ́n máa ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa wọ̀ Fáyẹmí nísìn ó sọ òyìnbó tàtàtàtàtàtàtà ó ní ká má wọrí ó ní arbitrary òyìnbó yẹn ti pọ̀ jù arbitrary ni kò jẹ́ kí ìjọba Buhari lè resolve Àjàòkúta problem. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n lótìtọ́ hope yìí ni pé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu has stabilized Nigeria to some extent but èmi á máa sọ pé kódà àwọn tó try láti stabilize ọkọ̀ yìí tó ń pè ní Titanic kàkà kó stabilize ẹ̀ nígbà tí ọkọ̀ yẹn tó fẹ́ rì ṣe mọ̀ pé nígbà tí wọ́n ní Titanic fẹ́ rì àwọn kan sì ń ṣe fàájì lókè wọ́n tẹ̀ mọ̀ pọ́kọ̀ tí ń lọlẹ̀. Mo kí mọ́mì wa mo kí dádì wa mo kí ìyá wa Abọ́sẹ̀dé ẹni tí àbá dárúkọ ẹ má fi ṣèbínú torí pé bàbá ṣe ń rin náà la máa ń pè mo kí àwọn tó jẹ́ èèyàn wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Yorùbá nation làwa gbé dání o àmọ́ tẹ́yìn gbé dání gbogbo gbàtà bá ti ń pariwo Yorùbá nation no going back náà ni I think we allow the last caller àdílé gba call mi mọ́ torí pé a fẹ́ jẹ́ kó máa jẹ́ exact 3 hours àdẹ̀tí wà ní just at the point. Ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹ̀yin ni last caller wa àwa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Yerima kò ń ṣe lé mímọ́ torí àsìkò ti lọ. Ẹgbọ́n sókè sà ń gbọ́ yín. Sà àlàáfíà àwa nìyẹn sà.
Sori woman ṣe
grandma mọ́mí dada.
Woman ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Woman yẹn mo like. Sori Tinubu lè ṣe anything kò sí kankan rárá Tinubu lè ṣe. Lọ́jẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́kàn tọ́ra wọn jẹ ni. Àwọn ọlọ́kàn tọ́ra wọn. Ó ti sọ lifetime ambition. Not that the guy for your get a contribution. Singapore is not going there for Yoruba people.
Yeah.
But not again because of the bad and faith. Just to make them money. Don't you say, Singapore doesn't care about Yoruba people. Can't not command you for our people. Oh, you're still alive, you're still
evidence yẹn wà kò ń ṣe pé parọ́ evidence yẹn wà. Evidence yẹn ló wà lẹ́yìn mi yìí. I don't believe in Nigeria. Ó sọ fún rẹ̀ ní kò ń ṣe pé mo bá sọ òun fún rẹ̀ ló fẹ́nu ara ẹ̀ sọ. Tinubu ló fẹ́nu ara ẹ̀ sọ.
Tinubu tí ó ti ṣe sínétọ̀ rí ní 1992 nígbà àwọn LDP and NRC ó ṣe sínétọ̀ náà. Ìgbà yẹn ló ṣe sínétọ̀. Tó jẹ́ mẹ́mbà náà lẹ́tọ̀ tó ṣe sáà lọ. Ìgbà yẹn ló sọ pé ó lè gbé ìgbà Nàìjíríà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣọ́ra tá àwọn nǹkan tí ò yé pẹ̀sọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa lórí kí ò fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni. Ṣọ́ra tí a náà àti Ìgbò àti ìlà Oòrùn gbogbo wọn business their business people business is one ṣe. And they are not patriotic. Now, so most of them they are satanize gatekeeper.
Ṣé pé ẹgbẹ́ kan ló wà nínú ẹ̀?
Satanize gatekeeper for the West ni wọ́n. Now, sorry, most of them they want nationality another country.
Ṣèbí deputy governor Lagos State wọ́n ti ṣe fídíò gbà tó ń gba nationality ẹ̀ ní Amẹ́ríkà.
Eléyìí tó tóbìnrin ni wọn, àwọn funfun ni wọ́n fẹ́. Eléyìí tó tọkùnrin funfun ni wọ́n fẹ́. Ṣèbí gbàjà bí àbílà ẹgbẹ́ òbílú dàgbé. Ẹ̀rù ìdìbò ó sì ṣe máa lè tìgbà ní last week òyìnbó ló fẹ́ náà. Ilé gbàjà bí àbílà.
Oyè mi.
Ó lọ mọ ìfẹ́. Ṣọ́ra sábẹ́gẹ́. Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó kò gbọ́ pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà. Àtàwọn tó jẹ́ ti àwọn máa sì fi jẹ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó kọ̀ pé wọ́n ti kí ẹ̀dá àwọn ọmọ wọn. And the rest of the people Nàìjíríà. Nàìjíríà bá ṣùgbọ́n tó gbé àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. And the two problem tá a wá ní òun ni tribal religion which is a big problem. Big problem. And sorry, ó ti máa ń sọ àwọn kíní kan tẹ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ìdìbò àgbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Nígbà tí ò bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ó to be honest with you, àlọ́ ní mo máa ń ṣe.
Àṣì exhaust gbogbo nǹkan ọ̀pá exhaust bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much. A ní àwọn èèyàn méjì tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré gbé wọn wọlé látòrí Twitter space kó má dàbí àtẹ́ pé àfún wọn láàyè ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń pè ẹ ṣe sùúrù. Ẹ bá unmute ara yín Mr. Adelani ní kíákíá torí àsìkò wa ni ẹ bá wa unmute ká gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín lórí Twitter space torí pé a recommend gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa gbọ́ náà láti bẹ̀ yẹn à ń gbọ́ yín ẹgbọ́n sókè sà.
Yeah, mi ò kì í ṣe Adelani o, Adelanwa.
Adelanwa, sorry, apology. Yeah, Adelanwa, I mean I pronounce it like that. Ẹgbọ́n sókè sà.
Kí ni tèmi ni pé ìlò kan fẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ká máa Yorùbá is a very unique ethnic.
Okay.
Lára àwọn tó ń pe Yorùbá ní tribe unique ethnic wa nítorí a ní ìmọ̀ a dẹ̀ ní òye gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ìtàn wa ló wà documented nínú Ifá. So Ifá is not just a religion. It's just a spiritual in it. So there are a lot of things tó jẹ́ pé àní Yorùbá kò against láti darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀yà míì láti gbé, right? And a lot of people tí wọ́n sọ issue nípa tó ń criticize Tinubu abẹ́nìkan fẹ́ òyìnbó kò fún òyìnbó, most of them ìlú òyìnbó ni wọ́n ń gbé, I understand. So tó ń gbé ìlú òyìnbó àtẹni tó ń gbé òyìnbó àtẹni tó ń gbé ìlú òyìnbó there is no kò sí ìyàtọ̀ púpọ̀ láàrin wọn. So láti tún pé Tinubu ò ṣe ojú Yorùbá, this is important that we be kì í ṣe
Ibo ni wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún tí wọ́n sọ sójú kan náà. No, Awólọ́wọ̀ ò kọ́ wa bẹ́ẹ̀. Awólọ́wọ̀ ò kọ́ wa láti adopt a principle called democratic socialism within a world united and prosperous Nigeria. Leader wa tó dẹ̀ ṣojú wa dáadáa tí ò bọ́jú wa jẹ́. Kò dẹ̀ ní tá bá rí àwọn tó ṣojú wa tí ò ṣe dáadáa ká wá criticize wọn. Tí Tinubu bá ṣe dáadáa ẹ jẹ́ ká bọ́ta ká criticize ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ ká kó Yorùbá sínú hílà hílò. Nǹkan tó mú ìlú tó bí dàgbàsókè kò kọjá yìí pé kẹ́yà tán dúró ní tiẹ̀. Within the system ta ní oògùn tó wà lókè yẹn ó tó sá aṣọ gbé. Same constitution ta lò lọ́wọ́ yìí ní 1979 constitution ni wọ́n amend so that was the constitution adopted in 1999. A lot of people don't know about it. But ẹgbẹ́ 1999 constitution tí wọ́n kọ́ ní constitutional conference ìgbésẹ̀ ìgbé ara wọn. Rotimi Williams tó ṣe constitutional conference yẹn. So ẹ rí i pé àwọn gómìnà wa ta nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ni ò parí nígbà lọ́wọ́ tá a wà yìí kì í ṣe ìjọba àpapọ̀. Wọ́n bá iṣẹ́ tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ máa ṣe ní gbogbo state kọ̀ọ̀kan ó kéré èyí tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ àti ìjọba local government máa ṣe ló pọ̀ jù. I think that should be our focus, that should be our concentration rather than pé ká máa rev àwọn èèyàn wa ní against nǹkan tí ó ń dá hílà ilẹ̀ kìlò especially sí ilẹ̀ Igbo lọ́wọ́ báyìí. We are not like that. We are not wrong. Yorùbá ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé má jẹ́ ká reform àwọn èèyàn wa? And táwọn kan bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, àwa kan náà ò ní dákẹ́ because gbogbo àlọ́gbọ̀n Yorùbá. The space for us and we engage ourselves without necessarily being violent. So, now I'm buying law.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your input, Babawa Adelangwa. Kezi Olo, I think if I pronounce that well. Everyone's okay. I'm going. Kezi Lowo. Okay, no, wait the other side here. Erasa. Ekabo Soleto.
Àdẹ̀kù gbìyànjú tí Yorùbá nation wà pẹ̀lú àṣẹ tó lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ Wàlámádé ilẹ̀ ìlérí.
Ìyẹn ti di dandan lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ìlú mẹ́ta ló gba independent láti gbọ́ tí mo ti wà ní UK. Tiwa náà ní ìpè mẹ́ta kú.
Kí wọ́n tó sọ̀rọ̀ kí àwọn dádùn àtọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún sí gbogbo àwọn jẹ̀kẹ̀ wá sọ̀rọ̀.
Aṣẹ́dùnmọ̀ rẹ̀.
Perspective àwọn méjèèjì náà ló dá but nǹkan tí mo bá pàdé bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí nínú program ní àsọ̀rọ̀ nípa security. Which is tó jẹ́ pé all the now owó ṣe rampart.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Níbi location tí mo wà ní presently mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní ẹgbẹ́ farm yẹn wọ́n kidnap èèyàn kan ní bí i last 2 weeks. Wọ́n dẹ̀ gba 30 million.
Ẹ má sọ location torí pé Fúlàní lọ́lẹ̀ máa wò wá báyìí. Ẹ ṣáà má sọ location yẹn à ń gbọ́ yín.
Àwọn tó dẹ̀kù pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ náà rówó gbílẹ̀ wọ́n finish fún wọn.
Èlò lẹ máa gbà lọ́wọ́ yìí.
30 million.
O àwọn èèyàn lówó Nàìjíríà yẹn ṣàtàn rówó ìkólẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ṣàbíyàn. Ó gbọ́ yín.
Àwọn tó kù tí wọn ò rówó gbé sílẹ̀ wọ́n fi wọ́n pa wọ́n. Ní ìjẹta the same thing ní area àti vicinity bí tí mo wà yìí. Wọ́n ti tún pa àwọn tó wá waste àwọn kan náà bíi 5 of them. So now our economic situation of present day ní Nàìjíríà bó ṣe ń play. Ẹ bá kàn rí ọ̀nà títì my brother aṣọ lẹ rí lọ́rùn. People are facing hair. Àwọn èèyàn facing hair. Èmi gangan tí mi ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo mọ̀ nǹkan sí èèyàn pàṣẹ. If you hold 100,000 naira now, it's like maybe I can put 10,000 naira dání. Run generator lásán tó jẹ́ pé bí a 2005 at least àmà 4,000 something àmà 25 litre. Now 25 litre ń sìn dáná máa ra ẹ̀ máa ní bí 70,000 naira lọ́wọ́ ọ̀dí àdàpàjù. Bẹ́ẹ̀kù tó jẹ́ pé RAV4 tí ò ṣe latest one don go say ẹkùn yẹn máa fi ilẹ̀ bí 12,000 ẹ máa change 35,000 or the other about.
Okay.
Salary ò dẹ̀ kò increase.
Èyí tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìnyí ẹ pé ṣé gbogbo cost tó ń lọ sókè ẹni tó ń ṣe wò àtẹni tó wà ní ọ́fíìsì àtẹni tó ń ṣe káràkátà ǹjẹ́ extra ń wọlé fún àwọn èèyàn wa nísìnyí.
Kò sí extra fún anybody both káràkátà and ní Nàìjíríà jẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwọn informal sector ló pọ̀ ju formal sector lọ.
Okay.
Tẹ bá dé Tinubu tó bá di lálẹ́ tẹ bá láwọn ẹ̀yà ìtọ́jú kò ní Tinubu square wọ́n máa ń kírun níbẹ̀ yẹn lọ́ máa ń pray níbẹ̀ tó bá di bí around 7 to 8 níbo ìrọ̀lẹ́ tó bá di lálẹ́ ẹ máa láwọn ẹ̀yà ìtọ́ máa jókòó kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n ti tajà tán wọ́n máa complain ní kò sọ́jà lẹ́nu kò sí wọ́n wá wá mọ́tò wọ́n máa gbé ìwò tí náà wọ́n lè rí mọ́tò tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa gbé wọn tó máa chíbi àbí 200 abẹ́ni tó lọ sí Mushin abẹ́ni tó lọ sí Orílẹ̀ abẹ́ni tó lọ sí Ojú Ẹlẹ́gbà ní sùúrù
tó lè lock mọ́ lára.
kọ́ lè ọlọ́ra.
ok ilé lẹ́yìn wà ní sẹ́ẹ̀ má bínú mo fẹ́ kó wà a bit of interactive because ilé lẹ́wà àwọ̀ sí nílé ìtalàwà wà ó dùn mẹ́rin pẹ́ ká máa sọ pátápátá. In reality, ṣé à ń exaggerate pé Nigeria is in a mess àbí a kàn ń try láti torí àláìkì Tinubu?
In a big mess.
Okay.
In a big mess. Tó jẹ́ pé èmi kò ń ṣe pé èèyàn criticize bàbá wa Tinubu pé àwọn.
Ẹni ó ṣẹ̀dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni náà so òun ẹ̀kọ́ ló wà níbẹ̀ for the last 4 years or 8 years.
Nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò lè correct. It's only God that can perform miracle and wonder. Alágbára díẹ̀ bá ṣe máa ṣe pé àwọn náà ti kọ́kọ́ sọ fún wa pé ká a máa faradà fún 2 years ṣe tí màá lẹ́nu ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́.
So tó bá ń tà láti fẹ́ yẹ̀mú gbọ́ yín tó bá ń tà láti fẹ́ correct àwọn nǹkan kan apart from pé ó ti roko sọ́dọ̀ tiwa normally nìyẹn Buhari roko sọ́dọ̀ tiwọn náà tó bá wá ń tà láti fẹ́ correct àwọn nǹkan kan nísìn tí ó máa make a kind of a trajectory or ìtò fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ẹ mọ̀ pé ó ti bend nísìn bíi Titanic ni ìjẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ ta máa ń pè ní kàbá ẹ mọ̀ pé òun náà fúnra rẹ̀ àwọn kan ní kàbá lòun náà ìjẹ́ wọ́n máa fún láwọn àyè yẹn torí pé a lè sọ pé Tinubu náà ṣe kàbá lòun náà tó tẹ̀ bá ṣe kàbá ni kò ní débi tó dé yìí.
Mr. Koiki ṣẹ́rí máa yẹn Mr. Baba Tinubu ó smart jù wọ́n lọ ọ̀hún sọ pé ó gbọ́ ṣe ń gẹ̀tẹ̀ òun ò ní jẹ́ kó gbèrú yẹn sí òun kò ní jẹ́ kó gbèrú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ sí òun lọ́rùn. ok nínú ọdún yẹn ọmọ àbúrò ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó lọ sí LASU wọ́n ti fún ní school fee pé kò sọ 85,000 naira fún school fee for section yẹn. so pàtó mọ̀ yẹn máa fún àwọn láti wá ṣe léyà pẹ̀lú wọn wọn láti máa gbọ́ pé sákúlà jáde they are now collecting 260-something thousand.
ogun ti dé ní kí ló dé láti 85.
so ok gbogbo wa náà bí kíní ẹ̀ ṣe ń bà wá lówó lélẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan yẹn and some other investing náà ṣé nǹkan tó máa ṣe dáadáa ṣé kó ṣe kó máa lọ ní káàjọ bíra wa.
so hope àwọn èèyàn nísìn because like I said ẹni tó wà nílé ó yàtọ̀ sẹ́ni tó wà níta there is a lot of expectation lórí Tinubu there is a lot of nígbà tí wọ́n ti gbé ẹrù tó wúwo lé lórí especially ní South West. How is this expectation going to be as we are watching and monitoring the situation? Ó ní ìdòwò ọmọ ọ̀gbìn tó ti fẹ́ rówó yẹn àti mọ̀ ó ti cut subsidy ó ti ní kọ́ lọ́ọ́ máa yá kọ́ máa fi 1,000 naira gbogbo àwọn yẹn tẹ̀ kéré náà about 12 billion yẹn máa jẹ́ 400 billion ló ń save lórí subsidy bọ̀bọ̀ ṣe pé implement ẹ̀ tí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wá bàtẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn èèyàn wá láàbàtẹ̀ sọ pé afẹ́ mú Nàìjíríà mọ́. The expectation is high. We saw it. People came out for him there. There's jubilation yẹn nísìn ti tán reality ti ń pẹlẹ̀ ní wọlé nísìn ẹ̀yin lẹ́wọ̀ on the ground in another 2-3 minutes ẹ fún wa ní a brief description of a normal day life of it.
nǹkan tí mo ní káwọ àwọn area perspective ní angle capital projects àwọn tí wọ́n ti wà ní aims of affair before kí bàbá tó débẹ̀ as a president tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ bàbá náà ni wọ́n product bàbá ni wọ́n like the likes of Kayode Fayemi are you with me sir.
wọ́n wà pẹ̀lú à ń gbọ́ yín.
The lack of Kayode Fayemi and Ralph Aregbesola. Tẹ́ bá kúrò láti Lagos State, tẹ́ bá bọ́ sí Ọ̀ṣun, láti Ìbàdàn sí Ọ̀ṣun, ibi tó ń pè ní Ìkirè, àti tẹ́ bá ti yà sí Òṣogbo. Project yẹn ó linger fún 8 years. Aregbesola fi lóhùn ṣe ó ṣe free flyover kan bẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá máa fi wá wọnú Òṣogbo, ẹ máa drive for 2 hours. Gbogbo àwọn project yẹn wà ń bẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé Òṣogbo máa lò. Mo ṣe àwọn arábí náà ṣe project ìlú wa ní South West.
Àwọn tèèyàn tiẹ̀ tó fi síbẹ̀ tó yẹ kó ṣiṣẹ́.
Òun náà gbà ní ọwọ́ Oyinlọ́lá if I go get it. Òun náà gbà tábà wá lọ káàkiri other state náà ní Èkìtì náà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àwọn abandon project ṣe wà lẹ̀ ó ṣe àwọn Fúlàní àti Haúsá ló bá wa ṣe. If Baba can use this honesty and sincerity with what he's doing maybe I'll collect a little but kò sí 100 kò lè score 45%.
Okay.
Everybody má fọkàn sí.
45%. Ẹ ṣe wọn ni.
Àwọn táwọn sọ yìí tí wọ́n lè complete project quick tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwọn project personal project wọn due to position tí wọ́n wà ìtọ́ni ní Banana Island ìtọ́ni ní Lekki ìtọ́ni lẹ́kùn sí tó stop nínú ẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ta nǹkan bíi tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n public náà ni wọ́n fi ṣe. So àwọn tí wọ́n lè serve community wọ́n fi lè ní solar energy lásán láwọn local areas lọ́dọ̀ wa ibi kan wà tí mo máa ń lọ.
Ẹ má dárúkọ torí security reason. Mo ní láti máa caution yìí ni torí ẹlòmíì lọ sọ̀rọ̀ gbàgbé. Mo ní láti máa caution because of safety reason as well. Mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Yes, oyè mi. So mo láti máa call brother mi láti UK láti máa send solar street light fún àwọn location yẹn kọ́ lè máa rí nǹkan àtàwọn ọ̀pọ̀ tẹ̀ ní mọ́lẹ̀. Tó bá lọ sáwọn villages àwọn rural area àwọn ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wà lẹ́nu kò ní cost $100 million. Táwọn yẹn náà máa ní impact pé government yes níbi kan. Ẹ bá wá sáwọn area àbí tí mo sọ yìí wọ́n mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà. For good ni mo sọ but they know Nigeria for bad.
Wow.
So ẹnu ọmọ wọ́ndà àti miracle tí aṣíwájú fẹ́ ṣe.
Ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àjọ wà yìí. Ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àjọ. Ẹ jẹ́ n padà sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Adélànwá ká tó padà sórí àwọn tó ń pè torí àgbọ̀dọ̀ mẹ́tò ẹ̀ wálẹ̀. Mo appreciate you and the time spent as well with us this afternoon. Mo dẹ̀ pé ẹ regret ẹ ṣé gan-an ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Mr. Adélànwá ẹ bá wa tètè sọ̀rọ̀ torí I have 2 callers tó ń pè regularly tó fi wọlé tí mò ń hold ní bíbá torí a fi gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Ìyá ẹ ṣe gan.
Yes.
Ṣẹ́rí ìsọ̀rọ̀ àbálẹ̀ kan.
Yes.
Báwo pé kí ló ń jẹ́ kàbá?
Okay.
Ṣẹ́rí ìgbà tí Rufai tó wà ní London tó fẹ́ gba passport nígbà ayé Yar'Adua tí wọn ò jẹ́ kó rí gbà.
Mo mí sì bẹ̀yẹn díẹ̀ ẹni Rufai mo gbọ́ Rufai mo gbọ́.
Rufai passport ẹ̀ ó expire wọ́n fẹ́ rí new ẹ̀.
Okay.
So wọn embassy wá gba instruction láti Nàìjíríà wọn ò jẹ́ kó rírì new.
Okay.
Àwọn kàbá wọn ń disturb wọn ò fẹ́ kí òun padà sí Nàìjíríà. That was when that political word, the lexicon, jump into our world. Kí ló wá ń jẹ́ kàbá? Kàbá ni àwọn èèyàn tó ń súnmọ́ president tó ń jẹ́ èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lè rí láì gba appointment. So kàbá sí permanent kàbá lẹ́ni àwọn tó jẹ́ kàbá l'Abuja sí àwọn ni bàbá Àkàndé àwọn ni bàbá Òṣùpá.
àti rí mo lẹ́sẹ̀ yẹn nǹkan bàbá yẹn wà pẹ̀lú wọn ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde mo rí bàbá yẹn tó move.
Yes. So àwọn tó súnmọ́ president nígbà tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń pè ní kàbá.
Bí Abba Kyari ti jọ sí tó kù yẹn àbí? Mo ní bí Abba Kyari nǹkan tó ń pè Abba Kyari nígbà tí Buhari wà níbẹ̀ ní sọ. Àwọn èèyàn nídìí wọ́n máa sílẹ̀kùn ni.
Àwọn former speaker tó jẹ́ chief of àwọn bàbá Òṣùpá àwọn bàbá Àkàndé àwọn Ganduje àwọn Rufai the closest power to the president náà kò ní Abba. Right? Ọ̀gbẹ́ni tó sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn tí wọ́n lè sọ̀rọ̀ tán ṣé ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n highlight yẹn they are the functions of the dead local government àwọn government nípa.
Okay. 774 local government la ní àgbọ̀yìn.
So àwọn gómìnà wa ní problem wa ní Nàìjíríà.
Okay.
Tí àwọn fi local government lọ́rùn sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n kó wọn fún wọn lè ní ìjọba lọ sí Nàìjíríà but gbogbo local government rules pátá gbogbo ló ti dàrú. Báwo ìṣe ní lẹ́lẹ̀ wa nìkan.
But is that not Emma Binu Egbomi? Is that not based on the 1999 fraudulent military dictator ká ṣe sọ yẹn náà? Because.
Kì í ṣe military constitution kankan.
Okay.
Ẹ má yẹ ká tọ́ra wa. Wọ́n adopt constitution.
Okay.
Ṣé rí joint account tó wà nínú.
Between the state and the local government.
Advantage ẹ̀ lẹ́nu.
But ó ṣì wà enhanced sínú constitution yẹn náà la ṣe ń sọ yìí. Wọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ tí.
Òun náà ni mo sọ. Tí wọ́n lè rí ọ̀rọ̀ kan fi lè yọ yẹn, wọ́n lè yọ state electoral commission kúrò because kò sí local government election láti 2002. 99 ni last election tí àwọn national INEC ṣe. Nígbà táwọn gómìnà ti wọlé tó ti ṣe fúnra wọn, gbogbo pátì wọn nìkan ló wọlé.
Ìyẹn dẹ̀ wrong because kò jẹ́ kí pátì kan wà nínú local government because kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa lè cross check nǹkan ṣe.
Exactly, but because kò wọ́n náà control ẹ̀ bó ṣe ló rí ìgẹ̀ election yẹn. So tá a bá lè rí ọgbọ́n yọ yẹn kọ́ dẹ̀ yọ joint account grow I think Nigeria will experience a development. At the moment àwọn gómìnà ló pa Nigeria kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́.
Ẹ ṣé gan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, thank you so much. Let's take the last 3 callers from here and I really appreciate pé a tẹ̀ switch on Twitter spaces because a máa ń gbàgbé nípa mi. Ẹ bá a ṣe ní briefly àti exhaust 3 hours wa but it's okay. Ẹ go straight ẹ bá a mute background. Mo ń gbọ́ feed kan tó tún wá látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Ẹ gbọ́ sókè.
Okay. Bàbá Koiki.
Náà. Ó ga jù.
Mo pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọlé mo sọ nípa Yerima.
Yes.
But nísìnyí
kì í ṣe pé bóyá Tinubu máa rí ìjọba yẹn ṣe o kò lè rí ṣe. Bí gbogbo àwọn yẹn ṣe sọ kò lè rí ṣe. Èmi kàn sọ nípa gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbé ẹ̀sìn lórí tó ń jẹ́ bóyá bíi gómìnà àwọn náà. Gbogbo tó ń ṣe nìyẹn. So mo fẹ́ sọ nípa ọtí onítìrí. Mo fẹ́ kí àwọn àgbààgbà tó wà nínú Yorùbá nation kọ́ mọ̀ wípé onítìrí kì í ṣe ara Yorùbá nation. Wọn gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ pé ó wà lára Yorùbá nation mọ́. She's not part of Yorùbá nation anymore.
Okay.
Because the person can't say pé ó wà lára Yorùbá nation.
Okay.
Àkóbá ló máa jẹ́ fún Yorùbá nation. Ó fẹ́ máa lo orúkọ Yorùbá nation láti bà Yorùbá nation jẹ́. Mo fẹ́ kí àwọn àgbàgbà Yorùbá kan jẹ́ kán mọ̀ wípé onítìrí kò sí ní ara Yorùbá nation mọ́. Àwọn ti yọ dànù. Ó kàn ṣe tiẹ̀ ní. Kò bẹ́ẹ̀ níbọ̀dì ṣe ó ṣe tiẹ̀ ní. Mission tiẹ̀ ló ń ṣe.
She was never part anyway.
Mo fẹ́ kí bàbá wa Bánjí Akíntóyè.
Professor.
Wọ́n jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ wípé onítìrí kò sí nípa Yorùbá nation kan. Àwọn ti kọ́ àwọn ti yọ dànù.
Okay.
But torí pé ó fẹ́ ó warùn kí ó fẹ́ máa ṣe ìfẹ́ tiẹ̀.
Own agenda.
Wọ́n ṣe fi sílẹ̀.
Yeah, she has an agenda. Yeah. She has an agenda. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much, Mr. Pé a máa ń fi timing sí torí ó yẹ kí ẹ mọ̀ pé it's a family house as well. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ mò ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ìyàwó David, my beautiful aunty. Ẹ̀yin àti mo mọ̀ bí amọ́mìwá náà lẹ́lẹ́ ìkọ̀sí picture obìnrin wọ́n dẹ̀ lè máa lo picture màmá wọn àbí ìyàwó wọn bọ̀tá bá gbé kọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀ kọ̀sí mọ̀ save number ìtẹ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ọ̀ya hello. À ń gbọ́ yín ọ ẹgbọ́n sókè. Àjọ ń ṣe náà ni. Àjọ ń ṣe náà ni. Bàbá náà ń gbọ́ yín.
Àjọ gbogbo everything together. Ṣé kí nígbà tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé àwọn èèyàn ti sọ̀rọ̀ látàárọ̀?
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
My own point ni pé kí bàbá jáde kọ́ dìbọn gbogbo rádaràdà táwọn bíbí ẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹn. You understand? So kọ́ lè because it's a very urgent something. Because mo wo ṣé ọmọdúnkà lánàá. So mo dẹ̀ ní pé ìyẹn ṣe bí mo wà òkútótébù. Mo lè jẹ́ pé jáde kọ́ dìbọn everything. Lọ sọ pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn ò many things pa ẹ̀. You understand?
Akọ̀wọ̀n record. No problem. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much. Ebanki grandma. That will be the last call la fi gbà nísìnyí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Mixlr and thank you so much once again. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adélanwà àti Mr. Case, especially those ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe manage. Elédùmarè àwa náà ń struggle náà ní bíbá ẹni o. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ gbogbo wa struggle because inflation ti kick in. Ẹ̀yin ni last call àwa ẹ bá wa ṣe à ń gbọ́ yín ká tó máa lọ. Nígbà kọ̀ọ̀kan ọmọ lẹ́yìn ilẹ̀ má bínú torí àsìkò ti tó láti lọ. Ẹ ń gbọ́ yín. Ẹ̀ka sọ mọ́.
In as much, I feel like everybody my opinion on where come as sọ̀rọ̀. Me as a person, I do not believe in one Nigeria.
Okay.
All I come pay, don't talk about she. How can whatever Tinubu is bad friend, if you want to rule the country as a leader, àwọn èèyàn ló rule lé lórí náà.
Okay.
Why will you think all these people who kàn fún pé àwọn kan tẹkàn jọ ń jẹun tó kàn live well ló ń jẹ pẹ̀lú? How could you àtijọ́ tá a ti wà as a nation? Ìjọ wo náà ti yọ 500 naira subsidy? Láti ìgbà gbowó yẹn lórí epo káti ẹ̀ yọ káṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn rí. I'm not saying it's not, I don't know his intention, but whatever his intention, ó ti kù lórí àwọn èèyàn. Ó yẹ pé tòmátì ẹyọ méjì ń ṣe ní 1,000 naira. So tí gbogbo wọn bá tán, ta ló fẹ́ jọba lé lórí?
Okay.
You understand me? So ìyẹn number one, kéèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa bá mi sọ pé kìíní because tó bá wá ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe tán ìdajì àwọn èèyàn àti epo so many things ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà tí ẹnu ò lè sọ tán. Ṣé àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa di mẹ̀múnà mi ọmọ kan tó sọ wọ́n dà. So everybody was just there bí zombie. Wọ́n tó ń retí kú ẹni tó ń retí kó ń jalè. So the result ní tó máa result sí ní sìn pé wọ́n máa jíra Yorùbá gan tí ò yàn pé á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jíyàn pé tó o bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú ilé ẹ̀ tó bá dùn jù wọ́n máa wá yọ ọ̀pọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́ báwọn gbé. It's going to that stage. Tó o bá dẹ̀ gbé fún wọn ìgbà tí ló máa gbà. So àwọn olówó yẹn náà wọ́n ojú wọn sì máa rí ìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀. So èmi ò believe in one Nigeria. Tá a bá dẹ̀ ti believe one Nigeria bí ká ń lọ ní kọjá ká face. Wọ́n á ta Tinubu fún wa lórí ibi. Whatever he's doing, the more he fails, the more we gain. So fine. Nǹkan tó bá wù ní kó máa ṣe. Do you understand me? So ìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn Nigerians àwọn èèyàn wa. Gbogbo bá jẹ́ pariwo tó yìí. Majority of them ò tí mọ̀ yàtọ̀ láàrin onítìrí. Yorùbá òmìnira bí àti ìkọ̀tàgbédání. You understand? So I don't know I don't even understand what is going on. Because mo bá òun kò sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá wọ́n kàn pariwo pé bá ṣe tún la fẹ́ gba lómìnira ṣé bàbá kí ló yẹ ló gbà òun fẹ́ lọ gba òmìnira nation ní kìnìún. Kí ló dé tẹ̀yìn èèyàn wọ̀nyí ẹ̀dẹ̀lẹ̀ wà ní movement yìí? Kí ló dé tí orí gbogbo yín á kàn mi ò mọ bá ṣe lè máa ṣe awareness yẹn la ní ìtìǹtì seriously yẹn la ní ìtìǹtì whatever you do àwọn èèyàn wọ́n wọlé mo kàn tó jẹ́ kí money. They are dying, they are hungry, they have no solution to what is going on. Then FOLAYEMI, like when you mention FOLAYEMI again. FOLAYEMI, ṣẹ́tù ní kó tún ti di rẹ̀ báyìí ó ti fẹ́ lọ ṣe ministerial kiri. Ẹ lọ wọ bọ́n ṣe ṣe Èkìtì. Àwọn ọmọ Èkìtì náà máa ń proud ní Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n fẹ́ fún wọn afọwọ́sí lọ́pẹ̀ wọn. Wọ́n sì Báyọ̀ṣe àti FOLAYEMI ti kọ́kọ́ di ọlọ́kadà. They can't even go to the farm láti lọ ṣe oko. Ó ń sẹ́yìn pé kí wọ́n tó ẹ̀ lọ gbé àbí tòmátì tó máa jẹ irọ́ ni wọ́n wọ́ndà kí ló ló ṣe lókè tó ń ṣe fún mi kí ló ń wọ́n bá kiri sí ọ̀gbìn àwọn owó kiri ọlọ́run kó gbà wá o so bá a ṣe máa gbára wa ní ká máa wá àgẹ́gẹ́wé mi pọ̀ ọlọ́run á dẹ̀rọ̀ wá lọ́wọ́.
Like I said, I'm sure you all can see that there's a different other sound that is coming at the background, and I can't hold the program longer than I would have loved to. Let's say to everyone, we appreciate you for all the contribution. This is not any just 1 minute. I know you want to talk too much, but I can't do because of the time. You know, I've already owed the family a little bit now. Everyone's okay. Briefly, quickly, I'm going.
Okay. So it's just an observation.
Yeah.
And my observation
Okay.
Okay, 2.3 today, we've not seen the delay. And from all those guys they arrested, and from all the voice notes that they say, you know, those on the I went to run one, those to arrest the Kogi, those everywhere. What I just want to pin out, why did that one still arrest the Odikiri?
Ó dẹ̀ ti ní kí làwọn àbí tó wà fún òmùgbọ́ yín mo kàn tún yẹn ṣe. Okay.
Tinubu ló ń ṣẹ́kún.
Okay.
Tinubu ló ń ṣẹ́kún. Tinubu ló ràn wá sí àárín Yorùbá nation.
Ẹ bọ̀ ṣe bí Tinubu ti débẹ̀ nísìnyí kọ́ dẹ̀ back out àbí báwo?
Back out, thank you, nothing sọ yẹn.
Okay.
So àdéhùn yẹn tí wọ́n sọ pọ̀ ń bọ̀ Tinubu ni àdéhùn yẹn. So pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́pàá wọn ní.
Okay, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ṣé a lè tí wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n play double game nísìnyí àbí double agent bíi James Bond because Tinubu ti débẹ̀ as a president ó tún sì tún dúró lórí Yorùbá nation using this proxy because I'm lost now.
Okay, wọ́n ti débẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ kò lẹ́tà tí bàbá wa professor kọ sí Tinubu. Lẹ́tà yẹn so it has already make clear what the Yorùbá nation is not bound with that for Tinubu.
Okay.
So nǹkan tí wọ́n ti àwọn Tinubu ṣe ń sìn is distraction bí wọ́n ní ṣe lẹ́yìn program ẹ̀dàgbọ́n tó ṣe ókè wọ́n dírẹ́tì ní àwọn sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá láti fún Yorùbá nìkan wọ́n dírẹ́tì ní pé wọ́n kí Ọmọlúkà kúrò ní ẹ̀ wọ́n ti máa dírẹ́tì wọn because ìgbówó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n wá bọ́ ti máa destroy pé bọ́ destroy
the movement
kan dáa ṣe Britain ẹ̀ ló wà behind it.
Okay.
I always say Britain is one behind it because Yorùbá lọmọ aládé tí ó ń bọ̀ ní ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo àgbáyé Britain is one behind it because the professor yẹn is more than that then I will stop here.
Thank you so much. Sure, there will always be more time in another program as well. Blanconcy, we appreciate everyone that have contributed. 1 minute and I have to let you go straight. 1 minute. Ẹ ti wà lórí ẹ̀ báyìí. À ń gbọ́ yín.
Àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀ ìfẹ́fà.
Okay.
Mọ̀ pé ṣe ìyá òsì yẹn
Okay.
àti ìyá Kogi àti gbogbo wọn.
Yes.
Mo sọ fún mi ìyá yẹn ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìjọba láì jẹ́ ilé tó kú ìyá yẹn wá màá sọ fún lẹ́yìn láì fún wa lè tó kú ìyá yẹn wá láì fún wa lè tó lọ fún ló mú dúpẹ́ ojú ìdílé wa. Iṣẹ́ tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe wọn ní ìparí ẹ̀ wọ́n ń ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn nítorí pé wọ́n ń wo bí kéèsì òbí ṣe ń lọ nínú kóòtù pẹ̀lú Tinubu.
Okay.
Wọ́n ìwà mọ́lẹ̀.
Okay.
Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣe rí bó ṣe ń lọ. Àwọn náà mọ́nítọ̀ wọ́n lè rí pé tí Sunday kò tún wá sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọdún wíkẹ̀ndì òun ò padà sẹ́yìn sẹ́yìn.
Okay.
Ẹ̀rù bá àwọn torí pé wọn mọ̀ bóyá àwọn máa jẹ lọ àbáwọn ò ní jẹ lọ. Èyí dẹ̀ wọ́n nílé $1 million wọ́n náà fẹ́ gba $1 million ọdún wo ni $1 million fẹ́ pé.
Àwọn politician nìyẹn náà so kí ló tẹ̀ ń fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Because nígbà tó kọ́kọ́ dé impression tó tẹ̀ fún wa ni pé òun ò ní ìdòwò bí wà tẹ́ pé owó kan wà tó máa tẹ̀ wá lò mo ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ sẹ́rí àyẹn but you know because that was the impression because she never even thought say that anytime ní ìdòwò nǹkan kan but eventually now ó ti di nǹkan míì.
lórí pé wá ní sáà ẹjọ́ ìjọba kí tó lè sọ fún àwọn kájá $500,000 kan
Alright.
ìjọ wo lọ sọ fún wa.
Alright, it is well. I'm going to end it like that. I just have to let everybody talk in. I have to go now, to be honest, because I have literally passed our due time with 32 minutes. We are always time conscious, but I appreciate the contribution. Lord of Tiwani Biba, everybody knows, whether we like it or not, there's no way but if it's sort present Nigeria, Tinubu. Definitely, I want to understand but Tinubu will do something. Some people only last card the expiry date is 2027. Atupada wa láti fẹ́ renew expiry date yẹn tó dẹ̀ tún máa lapse that tó bá rí gbà ní 2031. After that, what happened? Èyí tí mo sọ ni pé within the next 4 years, ẹni kò tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ make sure pé ẹni ilé tẹ̀lé máa gbé the basic things of life. If you can enjoy that in the 4 year of this government, then at least enjoy it. That means there is danger ahead. For those of us that believe in Yoruba nation, our job is not just to sit back. Our job is to tell the world, which we are doing, to bring all the highlights, just as the British did. 1959, ni wọ́n rig election from the north. Àti sọ̀rọ̀ Kogi state. Mo tún padà bọ̀ lágbára Elédùmarè kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ nẹ́ẹ̀mí. So, because the timing is very, very, you know. But Lugard, tẹ́ ń wò yìí, a máa sọ̀rọ̀ Lugard again lọ́la. Ibi tí mo parí ẹ̀dín lé ní lágbára Ọlọ́run, ibi náà ni tí máa tún gbé lọ́la. Ṣé like outfit mi? Èmi àti Lugard jọ pàdé ni. Ibi tó sin sí, mo ní kó sọ bẹ̀ fún mi. Wọ́n dà mí bòròbòrò, mo mọ̀ bẹ̀. But ashes ni mo fẹ́ mọ bẹ̀ gangan so ashes ṣiṣẹ́ lórí yẹn mo ti délé ẹ̀ ibi tó sin sí gangan mo mọ ibi tí cemetery yẹn wà mo ti pé bẹ̀ but wọ́n dà mí bòròbòrò báyìí one Nigeria ò lè work and that is how far I can say oh my God I was about to comment about your outfit I like it ẹ screenshot ẹ kẹgbẹ dání pẹ̀lú fìlà mi àti Lugard yìí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ̀yin silent listener mo máa ń sọ àbọ̀ ọmọ APC jà àbá PDP jà. But this pé Tinubu máa fix Nigeria ẹ̀tútù ẹ̀dá ó ti late. Fáyẹmí sọ pé arbitrary kìíní kan òyìnbó yẹn ti pọ̀ jù fún ọ̀rántí ẹ̀ a máa wá mí nínú ẹ̀ní lọ́la. Ó ní the arbitrary kò jẹ́ kóun rí ministry position tó fóun ṣe for 8 years torí pé kéèsì kan wà ní London between the federal government àtàwọn company kan lórí gbọ́nmi òtó. That is what Nigeria is. I play you don see Igboho. Ẹni tó báyìí tí rí nígbà tá a lọ Èkìtì nílé Fáyẹmí ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni mò ń bọ̀ ní after tá a bá parí Kogi state lágbára Elédùmarè for now enjoy this tí bá padà wá máa play anthem wa Ọlákúnlé ní this outfit is pure ìjọ̀gbọ̀n mo dẹ̀ wá ṣèjọ̀gbọ̀n púpọ̀ lẹ́nìí o ẹ má bínú gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó kù tí a bá dárúkọ thank you so much. ẹni sùúrù ó ní double another video tó ń play lókè ẹ̀.
Navy blue sky. Jakamo. 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 Ibo. On va you are confused. It's not the too much. It's not the too much.
That is Shalom. Èèyàn kan ní táwọn bá ti rí ti bá ti dé fìlà ẹ̀ báyìí ìjọ̀gbọ̀n ni. Ẹ jẹ́ agbóṣùpá pẹ̀lú bàámi Ìgbòho Òòṣà tó máa lọ́lé. Thank you so much everyone. I hope you enjoy the program. Èmi ò ń sọ pé kẹ́ share ibi tẹ́ni tó bá pàdé ni. I'm sure pé ó ti débi tó yẹ kó dé. Tó important nìyẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play ìdán Òṣùpá àti Ìgbòho Òòṣà káwa máa lọ́lé. Mo kí gbogbo yín káàkiri àgbáyé. Mọ́mì mi kan fọ́ta ní Shalom. Mo ló wà báyìí tí mo wà tó wà. Mo kí àtó bí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ mi. Ọkú rọ̀jú on the choice anyway. Ìgbà ká mú. Mo ló wà báyìí tí mo wà yìí. Oh, sorry, mi ni mo lọ sí ibi tó yẹ kó wà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mo wà ní. Alright, tábàá rí yẹn ká lọ pé ìdíyà òjò báyìí. Ká lọ pé ìdíyà òjò. Tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta láti pé ìdíyà òjò. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀ díyà òjò gbà yẹn. Mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. Kenny, good afternoon. Bye for now.
Yorùbá nation yìí ti gbogbo wa ni. Kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́. Torí kò sílù mìíràn.
Life is so funny. You come with nothing, then fight for everything, and later leave everything and go back with empty hand. God is powerful.
Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. One love, one love, one love. Bye for now.